And we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to Fed Reacts. Today we're going to be talking about Young Dolph. You guys have been waiting for this one for a while. I'm here with Angie. Let's get into it, guys. And we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to Fed Reacts. Today we're going to be talking about Young Dolph. You guys have been waiting for this one for a while. I'm here with Angie. Let's get into it.
This is what Fed Reacts covers.
Defendant Jeffrey Williams and associate YSL did commit the felony. So here's what 6ix9ine actually got. Racketeer conspiracy. This attack shifted the whole U.S. government. This guy got arrested for espionage, okay? Trading secrets with the Russians. John Wayne Gacy, a.k.a. the Killer Clown, okay? One of the most prolific serial killers of all time, killed 33 people. Zodiac Killer is a pseudonym of an unidentified serial killer who operated in Northern California. All these serial killers, guys, they really get off on getting attention from the media. Many years, Jeffrey Epstein sexually exploited and abused dozens of minor girls at his home. It was OJ working together to get Nicole killed. We're gonna go over his past, the gang ties, so that this all makes sense.
All right, we're back. What's up, guys? Welcome to Fed Reacts. Give me ones if the audio is good, guys. Audio should be good now. I got rid of the little bit of echo. I had another tab open. Give me ones in the chat if the audio is good. Let's see what we got here. But I think we should be good. All right, ones. Okay, cool. YouTube's giving me all ones. If you're going to put a 2 in troll, then tell me what it is. But yeah, I already know some of y'all trolling. All right. We're live on Rumble, YouTube, and X right now, guys. So shout out to all you ninjas. Today, going to be talking about Young Dolph. Before I go ahead and get into it, do you want to say what's up to the people real quick, Angie?
Hey people, what's up? This is Angie. We're here again. We're finally covering Young Dolph. You guys been requesting this for like a whole year.
Years.
So yeah, we're finally delivering. This is quite interesting. I've been studying this guy like all day today, like all day, and it's quite interesting. The behind the story,
The dynamics.
the dynamic between this.
Yeah,
guy
a lot of
and-
gang culture, jealousy, music. Yeah.
It's crazy. They rap from Memphis too.
Yes. Memphis has an extremely high crime rate, as you guys know. Pooh, Shiesty's from Memphis as well. Memphis has really taken off and been on the map from a rap perspective, but it's very, very dangerous. I remember. You know what? I won't even go into that story. Never mind. It is what it is.
I think we covered K-Flock. What was the guy that we covered like a year ago almost?
From Memphis?
I don't remember if it was from Memphis.
K-Flock is from New York. They just charged him again, actually, too. Surprisingly.
But you covered
He got
him,
hit with
right?
another murder charge, yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's the one I'm thinking
He was a
of.
guy that he was walking down the street with that girl, and then he shot the guy.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah, we
blew the
covered
dude
him.
back.
Yeah, we covered him.
Yeah, we covered him.
I remember.
And then he got charged again federally under a RICO, and then I think they charged him again for another murder.
Yeah.
So it's yeah. It sucks because he was literally one of the hottest rappers in New York when they got him. So career done, just like that. Very, very unfortunate.
That's what happens with
And he's
these
only like
guys.
18, 19 years old too.
Yeah, I remember.
Pooh, Shiesty too. When he went to jail, he had Back in Blood out there. He had just dropped his album.
Yeah.
Gucci. He was with Gucci Mane and 1017, and then he just went to jail. And I think he dropped the mixtape while he was in there. But other than that, he went to jail. He robbed. Funny story, Pooh Shiesty. For some of you guys that don't know, with Pooh Shiesty, what happened with him? He basically robbed the guy. He hit this guy up saying, "Yo, I want some sneakers and weed." Dude shows up with the sneakers and weed, and Pooh Shiesty robs him. And the guy had like an online business where he would sell sneakers. So since it was an online business and he committed robbery to an online business that affects interstate commerce, that's how they're able to get him federally. And also because he committed a drug trafficking crime a drug trafficking crime because it was a weed deal too, and he robbed them during the weed deal. So that also made it federal. If you have a possession of a firearm while committing a drug trafficking offense, it can automatically be taken federal. So he robbed the guy that was trying to sell him some Jordans and weed. Crazy.
Was he incarcerated or no?
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't like on probation or anything at the time. He did it right here in Miami. He did it up in Bell Harbor, the worst area, across the street from the police station too.
Wow.
Yeah. He did it across the street from the police station. It's on camera. They robbed him, and they also they were using his rental cars. They were his rental cars.
Really?
They were using rental cars.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I think it was either like a Rolls Royce and like a McLaren, or it was both of them. And they robbed the guy. The guy had given them the rental cars. Then he was like, "Yo, I want some Jordans." Dude comes back with Jordans and weed, and he robs them for that. And he was using his rental cars. Craziness.
Wow.
Absolutely stupid, man. Stupid. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, probably one of the dumbest criminals I've ever seen. And it's like, and he had the money. So, and then he pulls off, his backpack falls with $40,000 in it, cash. And earlier that day, he had done like this. You know, people used to do Pooh used to do this thing where he would like put all the money on his arm like this.
Yeah.
He had a picture because he would always be flexing cash. He had a picture he posted on Instagram earlier that day, right? And he had all the hundreds like this. Get this. FBI and Secret Service.
Rappers are the same.
Yeah. FBI and Secret Service looks at the dollar bills that are on the floor that he left at the crime scene. They look at that currency. It has the serial numbers. They're able to match the serial numbers up with the Instagram
With
post.
the one, okay.
They matched. Literally, they matched the bag that had the $40K cash. They took that money, seized it, and they were able to match it up to the serial numbers in his picture.
Into that picture.
Yeah, they zoomed into that Instagram picture, and they matched it with the serial numbers.
That's crazy.
Holy crap!
That's crazy, but very smart.
Stupid.
Though. Very smart.
Very
from
smart. I
the
mean, they
police.
got him on camera anyway. It don't matter because him and his buddy shot one of the guy's friends in the ass. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, man. Yeah, they shot his buddy.
They definitely made a song about that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
He had a Draco. Pooh Shiesty's boys, one of them had a Draco, and they shot the guys, and one of the dudes got hit in the ass. And they testified, said, yeah, Pooh Shiesty shot us. They got it on camera. They matched up the dollar bills, the serial numbers. That's why people were like, bro, fight it. Hell no. They had him dead to rights, man. They had him dead to rights. But yeah, I did that case, guys. Break it down. I broke down that case. If you guys want to, it's even funnier when you watch it because I showed the surveillance footage and all this shit. But yeah, go check it out, guys. If you guys want to go ahead.
Can we show the YouTube playlist again for the people? We haven't done it in a
yeah,
while.
we haven't. Yeah.
So
Okay, yeah. Let me go ahead and show.
So they can see where they can find these cases.
Yeah. Because because you guys actually do message Angie a lot about cases that we've already done.
Yeah, that is
So
true. You
let me-
request like a lot of cases we already done.
And you guys might not know. So let me go ahead and because we've been covering a lot on this channel. So if you go to the channel, guys, right here's the channel right here. Let me Control Plus it a little bit, make it bigger for you on ninjas. If you go here on the channel, right, it has this for you thing that's new. But all the videos, you know, newest to oldest are here, right? So we did the Alcatraz escape, Chris Dorner, etc. Some of them we had to go and finish it off on Rumble, guys. And then obviously you got your shorts here, and then I got my hip hop cases here, right? All of them here, and I got a lot more. Serial killers, high profile cases, national security cases, organized crime. I did a whole 9/11 breakdown, and then I got the Italian Mafia as well here. So all the videos are here, guys. And then just if you click live, you're gonna see all of them here. Like we covered a lot of stuff here. A lot of these are requests, by the way, too. Chris Benoit, Waco. We cover everything, baby, on this channel. So go ahead and check it out. Like I said before, we're working on giving you guys 2 episodes of Fed Reacts a week. I'm just waiting on some things behind the scenes for us to do it for y'all. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I think we're pretty much good there. Angie, you have anything for the people before we get into this?
I just want to tell you, Bill just texted me. He says that the Stream Deck is doubling audio.
Is doubling the audio on the Stream Deck?
Only sound effects so far.
On the sound effects?
Yeah.
So they hear the stupid twice?
I guess so. I guess so, unless you press it twice, yeah. But I
Okay,
did.
now I'm hitting it once. All right, I'll fix that. Yeah, and guys, I apologize because I got 2 different independent audios for this because like what I do is I got like a whole setup when we game streaming, and then I got a whole setup when we do the podcast. So still figuring out some kinks, and I guess that's one of them. But yeah, I think other than that, we'll just go ahead and hit the go.
Follow Fed Reacts on YouTube, guys. We do have a few shots.
Yeah, and on Rumble. Oh, chats? Okay. Where are the chats at? Let me see here.
Rumble.
Oh, they're on Rumble? Okay. I see here,
Follow.
Chains of Life. Also, congratulations on getting Candace Owens on the pod. Thank you so much,
that
guys.
happened last week, guys. We had a Candace Owens on Friday.
Yes.
It was a very, very good podcast. Well, 2 podcasts. We had like the Money Mondays, was it? No, was it the
regular
earlier
show. The regular
earlier
show. Special guest Friday. Normally it's
it
a
was
call-in
Friday.
show, but yeah. Chains of Life. Hey, Marion, I was wondering in your debate with Ethan, are you going to bring up the incident that he was trying to accuse you of SA when he bring up that girl he brought on the show last year? Maybe. Kliegel, Myron goes, got an idea for F&F pod. You should have a debate with Rabbi Shmuley and Nick. 100K stream for sure. That's not a bad idea.
No,
actually.
we're not doing that.
That's not a bad idea,
We're
actually.
not
But we'll
doing
figure
that.
it out. Flores, yo, have you seen the Netflix documentary American Conspiracy: The Octopus Murders? It's wild. If you haven't seen it, y'all should watch it. And if you have, what are your thoughts on
We
it?
haven't what? Well,
I haven't seen the Octopus Murders. No.
I would.
Doshik says, I heard Young Dolph, but I was expecting Ivan Drago. I must break you. Okay. Uncle Luke says, time for my Fed reacts up in this bitch. Also, had to let Rolo know your stream with Candace did very well with over 56,000 live viewers. Don't nobody care about Destiny. Damn. Did we have 50? No, I think we had. Did we have 50? No, we had 50. Oh, maybe he's including the YouTube people? I don't know.
You guys streaming on Twitter?
Ken Rose. Oh, maybe. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. We're live on Twitter for a bit too. Okay, maybe. Yeah, we had a lot of people watching. You guys were. People have been waiting for that collab for a very long time. Even on her stuff, people were saying you need to go on Fresh and Fit. So, shout out to Candace Owens. Let's catch these goddamn terrorists. That's from 3 Diglets. Okay, shout out to you. Can you do the Oklahoma City bombing or Tulsa bombing? You know what? Actually, can you write that down?
Tulsa bombing.
Oklahoma City bombing. Yeah, that's a big one. That's
No, I have that.
That's Timothy McVeigh.
I have that.
You have that on the list?
Yeah, they've been
Okay.
asking for that for a while too. The Oklahoma City bombing.
Okay. I got 2 chats here from He Don't Love You goes, Myron, what is your long-term goal with your portfolio? I have one 5K investment in BTC and ETH. I was thinking on buying my second property with it. I just hold my crypto, man. I just hold it and just let it appreciate. Like I'm just buy and hold, baby. And then Kid Light says, failed my CBP poly. Is it best to try CBP again while staying a truck driver, making 6 figures, and continue to invest in real estate? Apply for another agency, even if Fed agencies use recently failed federal polygraphs against you, or take a city police officer. Okay, bro, I know how you feel. It really sucks. The CBP polygraph test, it's has a very high failure rate. Something like 60 to 70% of the people that do it fail. So, excuse me. You could retake it again, okay? When you apply for other agencies, it shouldn't be held against you. If you're asked about it, obviously disclose, but it shouldn't matter for your other law enforcement agency applications. You should be fine. You should be able to apply for other agencies and take other polygraphs without a problem, and you'll be fine. If they do ask, though, obviously be honest and say, yeah, you did a polygraph. Did they tell you failed, or did they say that you're inconclusive? Because that's 2 different things, bro. It's two different things. He Don't Love You goes, Myron, what is your long-term... Oh, sorry, got that one.
Can you do Derek Todd Lee case? That's from Kim Chillin.
Can you do Derek Todd Lee case?
I have it on the list, but I'm going to write it down again so we can update it.
Okay, yeah, Angie's on it. She's writing it down for y'all right now. Let's see here. This dude. Why do so many African Americans claim they started or invented everything? Well, shit, I lost the chat, man. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get it here. OG King Life said your barber messed up your right side.
What?
I don't know. He said he's messed up my right side. I don't think so, but that's fine. Derek Todd Lee. Austin Rojas goes, Myron, would you consider bringing on a Mexican OT? He's a Houston rapper, and I think it would be hilarious having him on a panel of girls. I don't know, man. You guys know how I feel about rappers, bro. You guys
know, whenever we cover like another rapper case, we should actually have.
No, he
like,
means for Fresh and Fit.
Oh, well, I mean for Fair React, we could bring like academics or somebody that can like.
Yeah, we could do that too.
with the
We've done it
case.
before.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What else? I'm making sure I call all my chats before I get into the documentary, guys. We're going to be reacting to our boy TrapLore Ross has a documentary on this and give some commentaries. You guys know I'm good friends with TrapLore. Shout out to the man them out there in the UK going crazy, making great documentaries. Where's Myron's Johnny Silverhand?
They wrote a ja or is it ha 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 ha?
Okay. Where do I fix my hairline? I'm low-key going bald at 27. You get a hair transplant, bro. I think that's it.
Hair transplant, but you have to cover your grays though.
All right, so El Tony says, claim that 13% of the population, but 50% of crime statistics. El Tony making fun of the BBCs. All right, cool. Anyway, so guys, we're going to go ahead and get into this doc right here. Okay. This is from TrapLore Ross, sliding for Dolph, the murder of Big Jook. So, guys, so who is Big Jook? Big Jook is Yo Gotti's brother, okay? So for us to really understand this whole situation with Dolph and Yo Gotti and the beefs going on over there, we got to go backwards from the recent murder of Young Jook and then work our way back to and that explains the murder with Young Dolph, because there's been some long-standing beefs here, and it's going to be crazy. We got here, Carter says, Martin, are you going in raw pause for the H3 debate, or are you going to uni reverse card when he pulls some BS? We'll see. Funny story, guys. I actually asked H3 to do the debate in person, and they didn't want to do it. So I was like, let's do it in person, and they didn't want to do it. So they want to do it virtually. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully they don't try to play some games. But if they do, they're just going to make themselves look bad, in my opinion. And then we got last one here. Dewan goes, this is not related, but I want to say thank you, Marin. I used to trick and pay escorts and have spent over $20,000 on 304s.
Oh my God.
I lost my girlfriend at the beginning of this year and have considered ending it. Well, bro, I'm glad that you're here with us, and I'm glad that you stopped spending all that money on 304s, bro, because it really ain't worth it.
Ridiculous said, let's catch these whites. Pay 50 bucks for that.
Shout out to 3 Diglets, man. Shout out to all y'all. And as usual, guys, fnfsuperchat.com, or you guys can do Rumble Rants, whatever's easier. If you do the FNF Super Chat, I can show your chat on screen. It's a little bit harder for me to show the Rumble Rants on screen. I can't really show them on screen. Especially since y'all be saying some crazy shit on Rumble, and I gotta like edit it a bit when I read your chats, because we're on YouTube. But yeah, I think we're good, Angie. We'll pretty much start. Okay, go. So guys, we're gonna use this documentary here from our boy TrapLore Ross. And by the way, before I do this, hold on, guys, go check out his channel. Here it is right here. TrapMore Ross, but his main channel is TrapLore Ross. And good friend. He's been on the podcast many times. Really smart guy. Does fucking fantastic hip hop documentaries. I think probably the best on YouTube. He beats everybody else out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he beats everybody. Whether it's Trap Geek or Hip Hop Daily or whatever, this dude is the best. So shout out to my guy TrapLore Ross. Next time he's in the U.S. or in Miami, we're gonna have him on again. So all right, guys, let's get into the documentary. We'll be giving some commentary, and let's do it.
Young Dolph was one of hip-hop's most beloved stars when he was brutally gunned down in 2021. But what a lot of people didn't know
Lower the volume for you? Yeah. Okay.
is that while hip-hop fans all over the world were mourning the loss of their favourite street rapper, back in his native Memphis, the street figures that depended on him when he was alive were loading up their guns and preparing to wage war in his name.
Okay, they're saying echo. Okay, I'll fix it right now. Yo, what's up, Bills? Yo, Bills.
It's echoing, yeah.
It's echoing? All right, I think I know how to fix it. Give me one sec, guys. I think I got to do this right here. They're saying video double. Okay, I'm going to fix it right now. Ninjas. Sorry about that.
Your dad's going to text me again.
All right, hold on. This should fix it.
Wait, Bill's it's FaceTiming.
He's okay. Yeah, he tried calling me, but I answered it. Yo, Bills, do I turn it off on what's it called? OBS?
We're getting double audio. Let me see. Angie, can you pass my phone?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, give me one sec, guys. We got Bills in here fixing it right now. So, Bills, either I can go ahead and I just muted this thing on OBS, or do you want me to do it on the Roadcaster?
Okay, so play the audio on the video real quick.
All right, I'll play it real quick. Chat, give me ones in the chat. This works fine.
In his own hometown. This
Give me ones
grainy
if y'all can
photo
hear this
released
chat.
by
Do it
police
live.
shows a person in gray pants and a dark hoodie with gun in hand, apparently firing.
In the months and years that followed, a deadly revenge campaign would play out.
All
on
right,
the
we're good
streets
now.
of
Ones are
Memphis.
good. All right, I
And
know.
those who
I had to mute the OBS. That's what it was.
Okay, fine, perfect.
Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Fixed. All right. Thanks, Bills. All right. All right, we're gonna go back. I apologize about that, guys. Like I said before, it's the first time that we've been running this audio setup as well as like the gaming setup, because I have to switch the gaming setup up a bit. Just new equipment everywhere. All right.
Beloved stars when he was brutally gunned down in 2021. Dolph was one of hip-hop's most beloved stars when he was brutally gunned down in 2021. But what a lot of people didn't know is that while hip-hop fans all over the world were mourning the loss of their favourite street rapper, back in his native Memphis, the street figures that depended on him when he was alive were loading up their guns and preparing to wage war in his name.
Who shot and killed Young Dolph in his own hometown? This grainy photo released by police shows a person in gray pants and a dark hoodie with gun in hand, apparently firing.
In the months and years that followed, a deadly revenge campaign would play out on the streets of Memphis, and those who loved Young Dolph ruthlessly attempted to slide in his name, killing anyone who even remotely had something to do with his death.
And keep in mind, guys, that Memphis is not that big of a city. I mean, hell, how many people even live here? Let's look here. Because I would not consider Memphis a major U.S. city whatsoever. Memphis, Tennessee. Not big at all. Let's see here. It is... What's the population? 633,104. Not that big. But it's the second most populous city after Nashville and Tennessee. So.
And in the wake of Dolph's murder, all eyes were on his biggest rival in the rap game, Yo Gotti, who had been embroiled in a years-long feud with Dolph with numerous unsuccessful attempts.
And real quick, Yo Gotti, we'll go ahead. And here's Young Dolph right here, guys. So, Adolph Robert Thornton Jr., born July 27, 1985, died November 17, 2021, better known by his stage name Young Dolph, was an American rapper from Memphis, Tennessee. He first garnered mainstream attention for his guest appearance on OT Genesis' 2015 single Cut It, which peaked at number 35 on the Billboard Hot 100. The following year, he released his debut studio album, King of Memphis 2016, which peaked at number 49 on the Billboard 200. His fifth album, Rich Slave, peaked at number 4 on the chart. Young Dolph founded the independent label Paper Route Empire, PRE, which you guys are going to hear quite a bit about during this documentary, through which he signed fellow Memphis rapper Key Glock on November 17, 2021. He was shot and killed in his hometown. So, right, that's Young Dolph. Now we're going to go ahead, Yo Gotti. Because a lot of you guys don't want to listen to hip-hop, so obviously, you know, I want to make sure everyone's kind of aware. Mario Centel, oh, God, I didn't know his name was Mario. Goddamn. Centel Gideon Mims, that's a crazy name. Known professionally as Yo Gotti, is an American rapper. In 1996, he released his debut album, Youngsters, on a come-up under the alias Lil Yo. He went on to release From the Dope Game to the Rap Game in 2000, Self-Explanatory 2001, Life 2003, Back to the Basics 2006, Live from the Kitchen 2012, I Am 2013, The Art of Hustle 2016, I Still Am 2017, Untrapped 2020, and CM10 Free the Game 2022. Gotti founded the record label Collective Music Group CMG in 2012, which has gone on to sign successful artists include Moneybagg Yo, 42 Doug, Black Youngster, Glorilla, ESTG, and Mozzie. So as you guys can see, he's been in the game for a very long time.
Yeah.
Attempts being made on his life before Dolph was gunned down in 2021. Unfortunately for Yo Gotti, even with his biggest rival losing his life in 2021, the deadly street feud that he played a part in sparking would come back to haunt him. Just as recently as 2024, Yo Gotti's brother, Big Jook, would be brutally gunned down following a funeral service which they both attended.
The person killed is Anthony Mims, also known as Big Jook. Now, Big Jook is the brother of rapper Yo.
And the biological brothers, you guys can see, with the same last name, Mims. So probably same dad, too.
Gotti.
With the shooting of Jook, ironically bearing the very same hallmarks of a murder attempt on Dolph in 2017 that saw 100 bullets fired into his car.
Man, Young Dolph just got to perform. I guess somebody laying on him, man. Sound like shot rag out here, man.
Is this all just a deadly coincidence? Or are Young Dolph shooters really sliding on Yo Gotti and his crew until there's nobody left? Well, there's only one way to find out. I'm TrapLore Ross, the hip-hop investigator, and today we're taking a closer look at the deadly war for the streets of Memphis. The war between Yo Gotti and Young Dolph is nothing new. In fact,
so we're going to go into the history here, guys. So for this to all make sense, obviously you got to see how this originally started.
You know,
and we're going to work our way back.
I was reading and it says that in Memphis, the criminal rate, it's 4 times the national one.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe it.
That's crazy.
I believe it. Because there's only 600, it's some thousand people that live there, and there's murders all the time. Mm-hmm. So I believe
shootouts and
4 times the national rate. That's wild.
I already conducted a deep investigation into this story in a previous video in 2019 before Dolph was killed. So to truly understand what's going on, let's take a quick recap and follow the key moments in the beef between Dolph and Gotti and their respective record labels, PRE, aka Paper Route Empire, and CMG, the Collective Music Group.
Detective.
And just so you guys know, Dolph was independent, and he was really big on being independent.
Yeah, he has his own.
Yeah, his own thing and everything, and he always wanted to stay fiercely independent. Yo Gotti wanted to actually bring Dolph on, and Dolph didn't want to, and that's kind of what led to the beginning of the rift here.
Beef, yeah.
Looking into the possibility of bad blood between rival rappers. Several months ago in North Carolina, Young Dolph's SUV was shot at 100 times. Witnesses heard the shots here in Hollywood, and nearby security video captured a person running from an SUV.
Things popped off hard for Young Dolph in 2017 when he was in North Carolina. Here, Dolph was shot at reportedly over 100 times, but managed to walk away unscathed thanks to the $300,000 bulletproof SUV that he was riding in at the time. But anyway, why on earth would somebody want to
Totally worth the money. And he made a song about this. I can see you guys in the chat quoting it right now.
Yeah,
how you miss a whole 100 shots.
a rain of 100 bullets on Young Dolph? Well, to truly understand that, we've got to look at Dolph's long-running feud with fellow Memphis rap legend and the best rapper for your digestive system, Yo Gotti. Many have speculated that Yo and his collective music group may have had something to do with that shooting. But if you're not as plugged into the hip-hop culture as me, you may be wondering who the hell Yo Gotti is. Well, Yo Gotti, if you don't know, is another Memphis rap legend who's been grinding for over a decade, but in the past few years has had some pretty mainstream hits, including Down in the DM, FU, Rake It Up, and more recently, Put a Date on It. Now, both rappers rep Memphis, Tennessee to the fullest, and their claim to the throne of King of Memphis has been a big part of this beef from the start. However, for the record, Memphis has been the home to many kings of hip-hop over the years, including 8-Ball and MJG, as well as 3 6 Mafia's Juicy J, Project Pat, and DJ Paul, as well as Gotti and Dolph. This feud began officially in 2014 when Young Dolph...
Yeah, but let's keep it 1,000 though. Like, those guys didn't put Memphis on the map like these newer artists like Dolph and Pooh, Shiesty and shit like that. I'll keep it 1,000,000 with you. Like, 3 6 Mafia they've been around forever, but I would argue that rappers like Pooh, Shiesty, Young Dolph, and Yo Gotti definitely did more for Memphis than, 8-Ball and MJG and 3 6 Mafia. Like, come on, man. Let's be honest. And I'm an older guy too, so I remember their music, But you don't think to yourself, I gotta stay fly. You don't think to yourself, oh yeah, that's Memphis. Like, no. You think Back in Blood, Memphis. You think 100 Shots, Memphis. You think Yo Gotti, Memphis. You don't think these dudes. So, whatever. That's just my take on it. But a lot of people don't even know that 3 6 Mafia is from
that
Memphis.
306 Mafia put Memphis on the map.
I know.
I agree with you.
I don't think they put them on like these dudes. I think these guys, I think these guys did a lot more for making Memphis mainstream than those guys, personally.
Still a mixtape rapper at the time, began speaking publicly about the...
People know who 3 6 Mafia is, but people don't know where the fuck they're from. Ask a regular person, where are they from? They didn't put Memphis on like Pooh Shiesty. I would argue Pooh Shiesty put Memphis on the map. I think he's put on because he had a bigger hit than all these niggas. Back in Blood, I think it was a huge hit.
Fact that he turned down a record deal from Yo Gotti and his CMG label. Dolph addressed the declining of this offer in an interview with Sway.
Like, Gotti wanted me to do man, come on, bro, let's do CMG paper route. It's cool. I'm knocking for that. If I was him, I would have came to me like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But only thing was going to happen behind it was people like, oh, he popped off because of Gotti. You feel what I'm saying? Which I can't do that because I got too much of my own time and money invested in it.
Gotti replied to this in a Breakfast Club interview and he sounded pretty positive about things. Now, things were quiet for the next year or so, but then in February 2016, for some reason, Young Dolphin decided to get his flippers in a twist and come out and sneak diss Yo Gotti on Twitter. Now, I'm not sure what went on behind the scenes.
They're saying L-take. Okay, no worries. That's the beauty. We can sit here and argue about shit when it comes to music. There's always going to be people that disagree.
That triggered Young Dolph to tweet this, but I'm sure it has nothing to do with the fact that the week after he had his first album, The King of Memphis, drop it. Now, naturally, this album title ruffled a few feathers in Memphis, and it would have been reasonable to think Gotti and the general public would have seen this as an attempt by Young Dolph to try and take that crown as the King of Memphis. Now, keep in mind that Gotti, amongst other people, were known for calling themselves the King of Memphis in their raps, as well as on Gotti's own Twitter page. That same day, Yo Gotti and his CMG artist Black Youngster passed through the Breakfast Club to do an interview about Gotti's song Down in the DM hitting the charts. It's a hilarious interview where, for some reason, Black Youngster decides to count $200,000 in cash throughout the entire thing.
What is this?
Okay, all right, that's what I'm talking about. That's the
bring
brand
some
I'm
money.
talking about. I'm in the mood swing right now. Yo Gotti, like, what is this guy doing? This is my artist?
Oh, whoa.
Okay. Now, can I get a plug though? Goodness gracious. Can I get a plug? I'm gonna count 200 out.
There's a plug right
I got
here.
about 100. All right, what you got here? What you got in your pocket? I got about 100.
And whilst Dolph's King of Memphis project...
Bruh, what? What the fuck, man? Oh, shit! Like, yo.
Stupid.
That is the most nigga shit I've ever seen. Let's go back real quick. Hold on. This nigga's in a goddamn radio studio.
1, 2,
with a white beater on.
6 chains.
It was 6 chains.
5
iced out
chains.
watch. Beer belly hanging over the white beater, by the way.
Tank top.
Which we call them white beaters in America.
Okay, all right.
Because that's what they wear when they do that dumb shit. And then nigga got a bunch of cash like, bruh.
I'm in the mood swing right now. Yo Gotti's like, what is this guy doing? This is my artist?
Oh, whoa.
Okay. Now, can I get a plug though?
Goodness
gracious. Can I get a plug? I'm gonna count 200
You got the plug right
I got
here.
about 100. All right, what you got here?
I'm gonna cut it real quick.
And whilst Dolph's King of Memphis project isn't actually mentioned in this
nigga shit,
interview,
man.
it does get brought up that Yo Gotti did kickstart his career by dissing members of 3 6 Mafia.
Now, one of your first records, you were actually going at 3 6 Mafia in your first record. My first record?
We can't.
I think Young Dolph, Yo Gotti, and Pooh Shiesty did more for putting Memphis on the map than 3 6 Mafia and A-Ball and GG. That's my hot take. You guys don't have to agree, but I definitely think they put Memphis on way harder than 3 6 Mafia and A-Ball and GG. Because a lot of people don't even know that those dudes are from Memphis.
Well,
so that's just my take.
I just looked up like a top 10 Memphis, like best Memphis rappers, and the first one is 3 6 Mafia.
They've been in the game the longest. That's why.
Juicy J, Youngster, Boo,
Yeah, those guys have been around forever. That's why. But I think for putting the city on, that's my argument. I think for putting the city on, I think Dolph, Shiesty, and Yo Gotti did more for putting the city on than these guys.
A-Ball and MJG, too.
Yeah, well, those dudes have been around since like the 90s and 80s.
Yeah, the 90s,
3 6
early
Mafia,
90s.
and yeah, those guys have been on since forever.
After that, Dolph appears on a Hot 97 interview and talks on the Gotti beef. Now, he doesn't necessarily have anything new to add, but he does say that the two aren't on speaking terms.
Okay, so have you and Yo Gotti had a conversation lately? Have you guys nothing? And you're not interested in having that conversation?
It ain't no pressure with me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like people don't understand. Like everybody on the outside looking in. Yo Gotti was texting my phone for 2 years straight. What you doing, bro? What you working on, bro? Let's do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's do that. Like, it's cool. It's cool. Now we ain't had no conversation, but if he wanted to, he know what's up. He can call me or call somebody around me, get in touch with me. But you know, I'm gonna keep doing what I do, regardless. You know what I'm saying?
And it ain't no problem.
It ain't no problem. But it's different though. He ain't. You know when.
Isn't that crazy? I was saying it's no problems, but there's damn near a street war going on. I love how rappers always do this where they
we don't have beef, but then you see the lyrics say everything.
the lyrics, and then also like there's shootouts and shit like that, right? They're obviously they're downplaying it when they're doing these radio interviews, but it's always worse.
Yeah, it's always like subliminal messages in the lyrics and stuff.
Yeah, and then Ebro's bitch ass over here, the biggest hater in the music game. Fucking there's a reason why everybody roasts Ebro, but yeah.
You know, when somebody like this right here, you know what I mean? It's just like everybody else done came in contact with me like, Dolph, come on, let's do this, bro. Let's put together a joint venture. Let me sign you. Let's do that. And I'd be like, no, I rock with you, but I can't do that. But we still cool. We still doing music. We still kicking. We still doing whatever.
Now, the following month, Yo Gotti's CMG artist and serial Twix thief, Black Youngster.
Hey, my brother. We're gonna keep you out of trouble, man.
Okay,
There you go, Twix for you.
I'm still the rest of them now. I got to.
Decides to throw his hat into the beef officially, calling out Dolph for his King of Memphis claims, and going on Instagram and saying that he's gonna slap the shit out of him.
Hey, man, I'm keep it G, bro. Dolph, you a bitch. You a soft ass. You nice ass. If you got a problem, say you got a problem. Shake ass, bitch ass. And you ain't no motherfucking king of Memphis. You ain't king of South Memphis. You ain't from the city. Bitch.
He proves to the world that he is really about it by pulling.
He insulted him by saying he's a nice nigga. Goddamn, like is that what it's come to?
Yeah.
Like you start making fun of people saying, "Hey, you're really nice."
Oh, because Young Dolph was like, he was from Chicago. He was born in Chicago, and then when he was 2, they moved from Chicago to Memphis. That's why they will roast him with like, you're not even from here, blah blah blah. Because
that's one of their main things.
He was born in Chicago, but he moved when he was 2 years old.
Yeah. Okay, Angie with the research right there. Shout out to that. That's why they keep saying, because in my head he's like, you ain't even from the city, nigga. I'm like, wait, what the hell?
Yeah, he was.
But that's why.
Because he was.
Bro,
born
he was
in Chicago.
2.
Yeah, he was 2.
Man.
Yeah.
See, that now you guys know how ninjas think.
He was all these guys, all these rappers and the guys that will live in this neighborhood. They would live on like all these guys were from. They were all raised by their grandmas because their parents were all crackheads. All of it, like even like John Dole's parents were like addicts, cocaine and crack addicts, and that's why they couldn't raise these kids. So they were all raised by their grandmas, and they will usually live outside the states where they're from. So that's
Gotcha.
He was raised in Memphis
By his grandma.
Yeah.
Okay, but his parents are in Chicago.
He will see his parents in every now and then.
Gotcha. But that's crazy. Imagine them telling you like, "Oh yeah, you ain't from my city because you came here when you were 2." Like, wait, what?
Yeah, these guys.
Because I was born in New York City, but I don't consider myself a New Yorker whatsoever. I left when I was 9 years old. I consider myself people. Where are you from? I say I'm from Connecticut.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a New Yorker. That's actually kind of funny. That's some.
That's
nigga
why
math.
they were also mad because Young Gotti was calling himself the king of Memphis way before these guys like also call himself the king of Memphis.
Yeah, because he's been in the game longer.
Yeah, and he was like he put it in this Twitter bio and everything. And then Young Dolph like called his album the King of Memphis, and he was all mad about it. And they were saying, "Oh, you're not even from here," blah blah blah.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds like a nigga type argument. Sounds about right.
Exactly, yeah.
Ivan Leal says, Dolph, Pooh, Shiesty, and all the other garbage rappers can all suffer the same consequences. Action Bronzo, Joyner Lucas, Lil Dicky, etc. are far superior and actually drop bars. Put those three against any of the modern crap. Bro, this isn't a battle about lyrics and shit like that, man. Okay? I'm just simply saying that I think Pooh, Shiesty, and them had a bigger impact of putting Memphis on the map than the other artists. That was my argument. I'm not saying that they're better. I'm not saying that they're more influential. I'm saying.
How are you ranking that, Myron? Because if you're saying like, oh, they're putting Memphis on the map, like that says that they are the best rappers.
Oh,
right?
okay, no. So let me explain. What I mean by that is, if you take Yo Gotti, Young Dolph, and Pooh Shiesty, I think that they had a bigger impact of putting Memphis on the map because their music, remember, music goes way further now than it did before because of social media, Instagram, Apple. Now you can get music like easily. Before, it used to be you had to get a CD to be able to listen to music. Now you can just get it right from your phone. Yeah. So I'm not saying they did it because they're better musicians. I'm saying in the time, in the era that they made music, they were able to get their music to go out further than, like, let's say 3 6 Mafia or 8-Ball and MJG, because 3 6 Mafia and 8-Ball and MJG, when they had their biggest hits, social media wasn't as big of a thing. Stay Fly came out like in early 2000s. Yeah. Like just at the beginning of the flip phones. 8-Ball and MJG, same thing.
Yeah, but these guys we've been popping since 2012, like early 2000s.
Yeah, but they didn't really get like Yo Gotti's hit that like really like got big was It Goes Down in DM. Like that was huge. But now it's in the social media era. Hell, it was talking about social media. Yeah. But like these guys, 3 6 Mafia and everything else like that. Juicy J started to become more popular, kind of more as a solo artist, like with bands and everything else like that. But was he repping Memphis like that? I don't think so, man. Like if you ask a regular person, where's Juicy J from? You won't even I don't know, Nashville. You might not even know. Yeah. But if you ask where's Pooh Shiesty from, everybody knows Memphis because he's always talking about it in his raps. I don't know. Maybe I'm biased because I like Pooh Shiesty. I don't know. But I genuinely think that they did a better job of putting Memphis on the map. I'm not saying they're better artists, guys. I'm simply saying I think they brought more awareness to the city of Memphis having artists than the earlier guys like 3 6 Mafia and 8-Ball and MJG. And a lot of people are going to disagree with me in the chat on that, and that's cool. I think that this always happens whenever you have these hip-hop debates.
Yeah.
Up at Young Dolph's block with a whole bunch of goons and dicks looking like a young soldier boy.
Yeah, I saw that. Where you at? Where you at right now? Where you at? 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 See the lamb about? Where you at, dog? Where you at? Where you at? We in Cash State right now. We just left the store. Where you at right now, dog?
Yeah, that's his
name. Where you at right now? Where you at? Where you at? CLG, bitch. I love Cash.
This shit crazy, huh? He's counting $200K cash at a radio studio with a white beater on.
And a bunch of guns.
A bunch of guns with a bunch of bloods out in the streets talking about, no, where you at, man? Where you at?
Yeah, where you at?
Where you at, kid? God damn, man.
In his neighborhood.
Should never gave you niggas money.
That's crazy.
Can't say you love me, boy. You know what's going on, boy.
For years. To be fair, this seems like pretty erratic behaviour from Black Youngster, but I would like to add that he clarified why he did this in a DJ Vlad interview quite a while later, suggesting that this incident was more to do with a personal incident that he'd had with Young Dolph, as opposed to the album titling or the Yo Gotti disrespect.
It was a personal issue. You know what I'm saying? Me and homie had a personal issue. I got the phone call. Homie said that, and I'm like, damn, for real? So I ain't want to believe it. But when you turn around, so I'm like, boom, I'm like, man.
Yo Gotti then appears in an interview with the British First Minister of Wiggery, Tim Westwood, where he suggests that he's not really in favour of the way that Black Youngster is handling this situation.
Now, what the f*** is going on with Dolph, baby? What is going on with Black Youngster? What is going on, man?
I ain't nothing popping, man.
That's crazy, man. That video was scary.
Yeah, I think this is probably a little misunderstanding. Ain't nothing really popping. You know, the homie Young Dolph. You know what I'm saying? Look.
He's got to kind of walk back some of that craziness because you guys got to remember, from Yo Gotti's perspective, he owns a record label, right? Mm-hmm. This is not a good look because if some violence pops off, who are they going to go to first? Him.
Yeah, but
immediately. Go ahead.
But it was always this other guy who would like causing the problem.
Yeah, of course.
He will always deny in interviews and like radio sessions and stuff. He will always deny like being involved with this.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
always.
Yeah.
The homie young and wild in the streets and all. You know, they just move a little different. You know.
Crazy.
Yeah, he just moved a little
I mean, they were
different.
popping out some machines and. I'm glad Dolph just didn't turn up around the corner. I mean, King of Memphis, for us white folks, there's only one king.
Yeah, we got the Elvis thing.
Sorry, dog. Sorry, for us white folks.
Now, Dolph wastes absolutely no time getting even, and he immediately takes to Instagram and disses Black Youngster as well as Yo Gotti, calling them bitches, suggesting that they called the cops on him, and calling them out for dissing 3-6 Mafia early in their careers.
Hey, I've been spraying your bitch ass for years, the whole city know that. Ho Gotti, you was a bitch ass. I just got back to the city, they say you trying to put charges on me and put the police on me. You seen your little do all your talking. Talk for yourself, bitch ass. Hey, that big head Down syndrome looking mother hate on everybody from the city that gets some real money. You start out hating on 3-6 and they were having Oscars. You had to hate because you were broke. That's the only way you can get attention, boy.
Now, interestingly, that same day, the rapper Trulla releases the remix for his song Ready, which features Young Thug and Young Dolph. Later that year, Black Youngster basically confirmed the fact that this diss was about him, and you can tell by looking at the lyrics. So Youngster rushed to the studio to add a diss song onto the mixtape that he was just about to release, and in that confusion, he didn't actually get a chance to clear this with Yo Gotti. So that diss track eventually came out from Black Youngster called Shake Sutton, and it ended up coming out along with a music video with a bunch of shots that were filmed that same day that Black Youngster pulled up on the block with his goons. To be honest, this was kind of a trash diss track, and nothing really happened for a few months until September, when during an interview, Black Youngster suggested that while things weren't actually squashed, he was over the beef and Yo Gotti doesn't have any problems with Dolph.
What did Yo Gotti say about Young Dolph when that happened?
Man, to be honest, I'm gonna keep it real. It's this something he probably wouldn't even want me to say. I'm gonna say it because we on the Breakfast Club, we get exclusive. No, we tell the truth. He actually liked Dolph. Like every time he ever spoke to me about Dolph, like said something, he spoke good about him. He actually like
Gotti
man,
Dolph,
man,
okay.
I swear for God, I'm not lying. If Big Homie mad, I said this, I said it is what it is. But he actually liked it, man. We ain't never had nothing against him. Like you feel what I'm saying?
They felt like you was coming at him on behalf of Gotti.
Nah,
on
he
that Dolph. Yeah.
must have heard this song. Nah, we ain't never squashed it, but I ain't known it no more. I ain't studying it, you know.
And then again, a little while later in October, Youngster once again confirmed that he was over the beef.
You know, I ain't on it no more. I ain't studying it. I respect what I'm doing, how I'm getting his money. You get your money, I'm gonna get mine. You know, I ain't studying. I ain't on it no more though.
Now, things went quiet for a
Yeah, they say that because they know that the police, that's a telltale sign, by the way, guys, that they've probably been interviewed by the police a few times or whatever when they start saying, oh, no, man, I ain't got nothing to say.
Yeah, and
Because they're tired of the police attention.
Young Dolph always said that all these interviews, him saying like, oh yeah, we got no beef, whatever. He always said that, oh, that was fake.
Of course. And not to mention also, just so you guys know, like Young Dolph started selling drugs. Like that's how he got the money to start his label, really, to be honest with you. And everybody knows that in Memphis, like that's how he really started getting his money and became popular, was he was a drug dealer first. I don't think they ever caught him, but well, clearly they never caught him. But it's a well-known thing, especially in Memphis, that Young Dolph was definitely involved in high-level drug trafficking. So.
A little bit until a few months later in February 2017, when seemingly out of nowhere, Young Dolph dropped a savage diss track called Play With Yo Bitch. This featured some pretty spicy lyrics and a cover art that all seemed to suggest that Yo Gotti's baby mama had hooked up with Young Dolph and that Yo Gotti had found Dolph's number in her phone and got mad about it. It's also worth
Oh shit.
No.
in that song.
I read that
Punch!
he said it before. And in the lyrics it says like your baby mama I slept with your baby mama accidentally. How do you accidentally fuck someone?
Wait, what?
Like, and then he said that she slid on his DMs.
Oh shit!
That
I guess
she-
Yo Gotti was lying when he said it
Yeah.
goes down in the DMs.
Yeah. And if you
That was easy.
If you see the cover of the album, if you look it up, is he put like 24 missed call of like Yo Gotti baby mama. It's
Yo.
crazy. That's crazy. That it's so disrespectful too. It's just so insane. How they
Oh
got
man.
this beef going on.
Three Diglets going crazy. Let's catch these terrorists. Let's catch these blacks. Okay. Let's catch these whites. Okay. You're keeping it rate. You're being equal here. I see. Then Jerome says he was born in Chicago. And then as he says, that's how Angie pronounced the Chicago.
I said Chicago. Chicago.
And then Emil Kidlight says, email said, you failed to complete a favorable polygraph examination. Examiner told me I failed after a test, but he wanted to retest if OPR allowed because I was a good candidate. If I run it back 2 years from now and my answers change, could that mess me up? No, because obviously 2 years from now, your life will be changed. So if you switch some of those answers up, unless it's something like you lie about that was like nefarious, like, oh yeah, I never did drugs. And then you admit, oh no, I did do drugs, I lied. That will fuck you up. So
He describes Memphis as Dolphland, which shouldn't be confused with the slightly larger Dolph World or its smaller, smellier cousin, Dolphland Paris. In the track, Dolph suggests that Yo Gotti had dissed him on his 2 Federal mixtape, which was released by Yo Gotti and his CMG artist Moneybagg Yo. Dolph also reiterates on this track that Yo Gotti only got popular from initially dissing 3 6 Mafia after he was rumored to be signing with them. Very similar to the situation between Dolph and Gotti. Gotti took to the high road and decided to respond on Twitter, just reminding the people that he was on some boss shit with Jay-Z and LA Reid and that he wasn't going to stoop to this level. A week later, on February the 7th, Dolph was at an interview at an Atlanta radio station where he elaborated on the diss and suggested that this whole thing came from one of Dolph's guys suggesting that Dolph was being sneak dissed by Yo Gotti on that 2 Federal mixtape. He also suggests that Yo Gotti encouraged Black Youngster to beef with him in order to get Black Youngster's career popping, in much the same way that Yo Gotti got his name popping from beefing with 3 6 Mafia.
Second one come. We in the car now, blazing. He like, bro, you heard this? You like, man, you ain't trying to do this. He like, bro, really, bro, his last 2 tapes he put out, you ain't heard it? I'm like, no. He like, bro, you gotta keep, I'm like, I don't listen to it.
Right.
So he like, listen to it, play it. I said, oh. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
he
thought the
going.
coast was clear. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really didn't make no noise.
Right.
You see, it
I didn't
ain't make no
know
noise until Dolph just put this song out.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? He made his artist bring up Dolph's name and tie Dolph's name to his name, right? That's when everybody got, oh, him, such and such. Nobody never knew him. How do you get it first? How do Yo Gotti get pop and get some attention? Nobody heard of him to win till he did 3 6 Mafia.
2 days later, Dolph elaborated further and suggested on DJ Holiday's show that he believed Yo Gotti was sneak dissing him on his previous tapes, The Art of the Hustle and Cocaine Music 9.
Man, they play it. So his last 2 mixtapes, he's trying to slick this Dolph.
Now, here's where the timeline gets a little bit messed up because a lot of people out there have reported that Yo Gotti responded to this Play With Your Bitch song with his own song called Don't Beef With Me. A lot of people have speculated that this was a sneak diss aimed at Dolph that came out after Dolph's diss. However, it seemed that this track was actually just a retitled version of the song Prayers, which was the last song on that Moneybagg Yo Gotti mixtape 2 Federal, which had actually come out at the end of 2016. Now, I'm not sure if this was some kind of internet troll or news outlet just looking to stoke the beef further and take an old song, retitle it and suggest that it's a new Yo Gotti diss, or whether it's just been lost in translation and this was the original sneak diss that Young Dolph was really upset about. But if you go and listen to the song, it just seems...
I got you guys. That's why I put that shit with subtitles so y'all can hear what's going on here. Because I know some of you guys, it's tough for you guys to understand the Memphis accent when these guys talk. So I got y'all with the subtitles.
It's like the same kind of generic diss and put downs that you would put on a song, just addressing all of your ops as opposed to anything specifically aimed at Young Dolph. But regardless, Dolph kept it moving, and a little bit later that month, on February the 24th, he released the music video for Play With Your Bitch, which featured some pretty hilarious scenes, recreated conversations that him and Yo Gotti supposedly had, and he uses a Yo Gotti impersonator to appear on screen and basically cry about the fact that his baby mama is hanging out with Young Dolph. It's some savagery. Also in the video, Young Dolph gets one of the most comically bad massages I've ever seen. He recreates some pretty hilarious moments between him and a fictional Yo Gotti. Dolph also drinks from a laughably small bottle of lean. Basically, the bottom line is Dolph went in on Yo Gotti, and there's no way that you can imagine there wouldn't be a response to this. And boy howdy, doesn't seem like they were about any of that talking, because only 1 day after that music video dropped was the same day that Young Dolph's convoy was shot up 100 times in North Carolina. This went down during the CIAA college ball tournament, where Young Dolph was actually in the city of Charlotte, supposedly to perform at an unofficial after party at the Cameo nightclub. The official police statement says that around 6:30 p.m. on 600 block North Caldwell Street, several dozen rounds were fired from high-powered weapons at multiple vehicles, hitting the...
You seen that big girl running? It's the first time she probably ran in her life.
I knew you were going to say something about that.
Yeah, what the hell? You saw that?
600 block North Caldwell Street. Several dozen rounds were fired from high-powered weapons and multiple vehicles, hitting them indiscriminately only 30 minutes before the final game of the CIAA tournament was scheduled to start at the Spectrum Center. Reports started coming out that Dolph was the target of this shooting, but luckily nobody was hurt because he was being driven in a $300,000 bulletproof GMC Yukon XL SUV. Nice. Charlotte Mecklenburg police said that they were exploring the possibility that people in the music industry were connected to the shooting, but interestingly, Dolph was not fazed by these 100 bullets, and he hit that stage as planned that night and made sure to perform his Yo Gotti diss track to send a message. And just 18 hours after the shooting, Young Dolph tweeted, "You loose," with a laughing face. And I'm not sure whether this was his way of saying you lose, or he was just saying that the people tried to shoot him a straight loose. But either way, when somebody
I don't know if he was trying to say loose or lose, but okay.
tries to shoot at you 100 times, it's safe to say that the block is kind of hot and you should probably keep it quiet for a while. A few weeks later, he appeared in an interview and again downplayed the shooting and refused to acknowledge Gotti's role in it.
Old news. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's old. What you talking about? I don't know what you talking about. It's entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Like, definitely. If it ain't nothing else, it's entertainment right now.
Then a few days after that, he was actually interviewed on TMZ. Once again,
calls it entertainment when he gets shot at. Crazy.
Stepping questions actually about
He
the
made a
shooting
video.
and the details of it, but
Yeah.
once again reminding the interviewer that he was kind of glad that he'd spent $300.
This is it right here. I can't play it because we're on YouTube, but this is it right here, guys.
He made a video laughing and like making fun of the fact that how you missed
A whole
100
100
shots.
This is it right here
Yeah.
on World Star Hip Hop.
No, but I'm not talking about that video. He actually made a video recording himself laughing about
Oh,
the fact.
okay, like a regular
yeah, he
video?
posted on Instagram story, and he was like, "How you miss 100 shots? You dumb, you dumb, you dumb."
Oh, he just kept saying you dumb?
Yeah, like with the N word.
On that bulletproof SUV. Interestingly though, in that interview, he did still call out his #1 op, Yo Gotti. Black Youngster expressed his disappointment in Yo Gotti not responding to the beef.
I ain't gonna even lie to you. Like, I don't even like how Big Homie move. I really don't. Like, but how he moves, it got him back through his career and through his life. So I can't judge it. You know what I'm saying?
And at the end of that month, on the 31st of March, Young Dolph appears on The Breakfast Club and once again downplays that shooting and suggests that the people that did it were some amateurs.
Now you and Yo Gotti, man, why can't you and Gotti just come together and get this money? Ain't gonna never happen.
What you talking about?
I was listening to that radio station this morning.
Oh, Breakfast Club?
In Atlanta, the Uber driver he had it
Oh,
on.
he was listening to Breakfast Club?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this morning.
You talking about his baby mom and all that stuff?
Play with your
Oh, you talking about the hardest diss song ever dropped? That's what happened when you get anybody like apparently they know what they were doing. And you shoot 100 times and ain't no nothing shake, no nothing, nobody hit no nothing. I need to find another hobby. I need to find something else to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like what y'all playing and portraying to be, whatever y'all trying to do, y'all ain't good at it.
And a day later, Young Dolph dropped his new album, Bulletproof, with the first track being 100 Shots, where he addresses that whole situation that happened. He also added an extra dose of salt by making sure that he had named the track list perfectly so that the whole thing read as one big message to his ops.
I went through the whole track listing in the room report, 100 shots in Charlotte, but I'm bulletproof.
I was like, that don't even sound real.
And I was like, no, this is really the track listing.
But he did deny that doing this was
So
baiting
we can
further
read
attack.
it?
Yeah, go ahead.
So we can read it?
Yeah.
The 100 shots in Charlotte, but I'm bulletproof, so fuck them. That's how I feel. I pray for my enemies. I'm everything you want to be. So that's why you envy me. Shaking my head. That's crazy.
Yeah,
And those are all songs.
yeah, these are all songs. It's interesting. So it has a message.
That's so.
It has a message that's actually pretty creative.
Yeah.
So.
I was like, that don't even sound real.
And I was like, no, this is really the track listing.
But he did deny that doing this was baiting further attacks.
Do you feel like it's kind of inviting drama though? Like the name it Bulletproof is kind of like taunting, like on some
I don't even care. I don't even give a damn.
But Black Youngster was arrested in connection with the shooting a few months later in May. He was actually one of 3 men who surrendered to Charlotte police for his involvement in the shooting, eventually catching 6 counts of discharging a weapon into occupied property and felony conspiracy. Black Youngster addressed this whole situation on his mixtape and song I'm Innocent, where he addresses the issue and actually suggests that Young Dolph was basically dry snitching and led the police to him on Bulletproof. However, in Youngster's defense, those charges were eventually dropped. But that beef was still simmering on a low heat and looking pretty medium rare. But in September 26, Dolph's ops managed to score a few points, and Dolph ended up getting shot outside of a hotel in Hollywood and ending up in the hospital. Reports say that Dolph's crew were outside of a Hollywood hotel where Yo Gotti was staying, where an altercation and fight ended up happening, where reportedly Dolph was floored in the fight and then somebody pulled a gun and shot him a few times. Dolph managed to get up and flee to a nearby store and eventually was taken to hospital. Initially, fake news surfaced that Yo Gotti was being investigated as a person of interest in this shooting, though this was eventually denied by the police department. But one of Yo Gotti's affiliates, Corey McClendon, was arrested on an attempted murder charge. But not long after this, Gotti appeared on The Breakfast Club denying his involvement and showing off some of the early texts between him and Young Dolph. And eventually, Corey McClendon was released from that attempted murder charge and showing off some of the early texts.
I like this is Yo Gotti. I like your grind. When I was in your position, none of the people who could help me did. You could go to distance, homie.
Between him and Young Dolph. And eventually, Corey McClendon was released from that attempted murder charge. 2 months later, in November 2017, Dolph appeared on The Breakfast Club once again, reaffirming that the beef was over, but continued.
I think Yo Gotti is smart where he makes it where I don't have an issue with him publicly, but he sends his goons to do the dirty work. That's what I think is going on here.
Continuing to drop a little bit of shade on Yo Gotti.
Because he's working with L.A. Reid and Jay-Z. He's supposed to be a label exec. So he can't be out here saying, fuck you, nigga. So he'll let the goons do it for him, and then he plays it really cool when he's out in public on air.
Unfortunately, I ended that video with a quote explaining that for now, the beef between Yo Gotti and Young Dolph had died down, as both Dolph and Yo Gotti, at the time being, had focused on their music careers rather than...
So there you go. You guys got the back and forth between the two from a musical standpoint. So now we're going to move forward a bit.
However, unfortunately, only 2 years after recording that video, I would wake up to see the tragic news of Young Dolph's murder in 2021. But when I made my original video, it would turn out that there was a lot more going on behind the scenes that may well have contributed to the murder of Dolph, as well as the rap beef between Yo Gotti, Young Dolph, and their respective CMG and PRE crews. It would turn out that there would also be another deadly war going on in the streets of Memphis, between 2 crews known as Trulla Mafia and Double R, which may well provide...
All right, guys, now we're going to start getting into the gang shit. So we covered the music part,
Wow, this
right?
guy summed it up very well.
Yeah. Oh, the other one you were talking about?
This one, yeah, because I watched like a whole hour of like this beef, and well, he didn't, but like I saw a bunch of videos of these guys like dissing each other, like beefing with each other.
Yeah.
Young Dolph making videos saying like, oh, why do you send your clown to diss me, to do this for you, blah blah blah. Just come yourself, show yourself, whatever.
Yeah. He's talking about Black Gangster, the black guy, right?
Yeah.
Versus Yo Gotti.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's doing the dirty work. Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, right. So we covered the music part first, guys. Now we're gonna go ahead and go into like the actual street stuff between these groups in Memphis. Okay. So timestamp, guys. Make sure to delineate this in the pod. All right, let's get into it. We got 1,500 of y'all watching on Rumble and 1,600 of you guys on YouTube, man. Shout out to all you ninjas. Do me a quick favor and like the video, guys. Okay, you could be anywhere else in the world, but you guys are here with us. Shout out to TrapLore Ross, by the way, as well, for making this fantastic documentary, and let's keep going and reacting to it.
How do you say?
Deeper clues as to exactly why Young Dolph was targeted in such a brutal assassination.
They're making fun of
Yeah, they're making fun of your accent, yeah.
The real story behind the music begins about 10 years ago, when Young Dolph was affiliated with a young street rapper called J Money. J Money would post pictures of Dolph visiting his hood and saying that Dolph always told him that he wanted to see him win and eat, along with posts calling Dolph's crew, Paper Route Empire, his family. J Money was part of a gang called Trulla Mafia, from the Orange Mound neighborhood in southeastern Memphis, which borders the Castilla Heights neighborhood where Young Dolph grew up. J Money was a respected member of the Trulla Mafia and was active in the streets from a young age. At just age 18, J Money was charged with the murder of another young man who was supposedly his good friend. But even that situation would seemingly not slow him down, and already later that year, J Money was again in trouble with the law, this time due to an aggravated assault charge. Aside from his presence in the streets, J Money was set to become a big name in the Memphis rap scene. He had a particularly close relationship with the Chicago drill legend Chief Keef and his Glow Gang group, with Chief Keef shouting out his Trulla Mafia.
Bam. So you guys can see here, there's that connection. And I've noticed that there's always been this connection between Memphis and Chicago. I mean, hell, even Dolph he came from he came from Chicago.
Yeah.
And you can see here, so, and this is 2014, just so you guys know, this is around 2014. Keef was fucking popping in 2014, by the way. Because I remember I Don't Like came out like 2011, 2012. And like the Chicago drill scene was really starting to go crazy in 2014. This is like when a lot of the murders were happening and King Von was running around doing all the crazy stuff that he was doing. Young Durk had just kind of hit the scene at this point. So, and then even if you look now, like Pooh Shiesty did a bunch of songs with Young Durk. So there's always been this connection between Memphis and Chicago. So this is a huge, so as you can see here that this J guy has links with Chief Keef and he has links with Young Dolph. So obviously he's probably going to, well, we'll see. You guys will see here in a second.
Shooters in Memphis on his track, Shooters, with the two appearing in pictures together on social media surrounded by Chief Keef's Glow Gang crew. Another Memphis rapper that blew up from the city, NLE Chopper, would also reminisce on J Money's relationship with Chief Keef.
He messed with Memphis heavy. He messed with a guy from Memphis. A lot of people probably don't know him, J Money Trulla. J Money, he was, you know what I'm saying, a big idol in Memphis.
And Chief Keef himself would also reminisce on J Money's wild reputation in the streets.
Hey, I was on the phone with J Money one day, right? On FaceTime, his slow ass, folks, he outside the window on the E-way, folks. I was telling him, you fried, shorty. Y'all two turns, he on the E-way. No. You was like, I want him. Y'all hoes, boy. Hold up.
The relationship between Chief Keef's Glow Gang and J Money's Trulla Mafia went deeper than the
If I could go ahead and translate that, I think what he's trying to say is that I was on the phone with him. I think I was on the phone with him. He had his gun pointed up in the air and he was potentially shooting it. That's what I took away from that. Can anyone else translate that for us? That Chicago talk?
Oh my God, I couldn't understand shit I was gonna ask you.
I know when they talk with each other, they say phone them. They always do that. Like whenever I talk with Kevin, he be saying that shit. Hey, folk. Hey, phone them. I'm like, what the hell? But that's how Chicago people talk.
I thought you would know.
Yeah, like I said, the only reason I even know is because that's how Kevo talks. When I talk with him, he'll be like, hey, folk, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, wait, what, folk? Oh, okay. That's how they refer to each other. That's like Chicago shit, man. Like, hey, up on them grave. Hey, no. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? But that's what he said. I learned that shit from talking with Kevo.
Oh my God!
Oh man, that's the Chicago talk for real.
How these guys come up with those
Yeah,
names,
here, let's go. Let's try to rewind that. What decipher this niggatry.
One day, right?
reminisce on J Money's wild.
This is that old Sosa back when we used to be able to understand him.
Hey, we should be able to, because this guy is British, right? He can understand everything.
yeah. TrapLore can understand.
Hey, though, I was on the phone with J Money one day, right? On FaceTime, his slow ass, for he outside the window on the E-way, bro. I'll tell him for you fried. Y'all two turns. You was in the car with him?
Okay, sounds like he was firing a firearm on FaceTime.
Fucking all your hoes, boy.
The relationship between Chief Keef's Glow Gang and J Money's Trulla Mafia went deeper than the surface. In fact, at one point, J Money was even calling his set the Glow Gang Trulla. J Money would also score an early feature with another legendary Memphis rapper by the name of Moneybagg Yo.
Oh shit.
As well as having also recorded music together with Young Dolph himself, and being seen behind the scenes with Dolph in the hood for the music video.
What you say?
But interestingly, J Money was also seemingly cool with the CMG side of the rap beef in Memphis too, apparently hanging around with people like Black Youngster far before the beef between Dolph and Yo Gotti's crew had truly erupted. J Money was one of those people with such a respected reputation in the streets that he could seemingly walk the line between both sides of a serious brewing beef. However, that notoriety in the streets would also make him a target of his ops. And sadly, in 2016, J Money would be shot dead in an apparent gang-related revenge killing.
Yep, there you go. You live by the sword, you die by the sword, right? So he was popping, people loved him. Obviously, I think the reason why rappers liked him so much is because he was real. As you guys can see, he got arrested for murder and shit like that in the past. So he was actually really doing work out in the streets.
Wow.
And that's why the rappers liked him. And that happens a lot where rappers, align themselves with people that really be out here doing crazy shit in the streets. He was 20. Yeah. He was 20, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And there's always that member in the crew. Like I remember like with 50 Cent, like Tony Yayo was that guy. Right, you look at like any great crew. There's always like that one person that actually is about it and does the crazy shit in the streets. So, yeah.
J Money was a high-ranking and respected member in Trulla Mafia.
You look at someone like Young Dirk, who King Von was really out here killing people, right? I think King Von even admitted that he had like a 7 body count or something like that. He killed 7 people. So, actually, TrapLore Ross did a really good episode on this, saying that King Von was a serial killer, which he makes a pretty damn good argument that you could. Classify him as a potential serial killer. But yeah, like King Von was really out here doing this shit, man.
Who had deep connections with many different gangs in Memphis. His murder would allegedly cause a major power vacuum within Trulla Mafia, leading to internal conflicts and eventually a full divide between 2 factions in the gang, with some of the original Trulla Mafia members breaking off to start their own set titled R, meaning rich and ruthless.
So there you go. So now the split after Jay's murder.
Many of these members allegedly also having ties to the Grape Street Crips. In fact, another legendary Memphis artist, Pooh Shiesty's cousin Big Scar, real name Alexander Woods, would be one.
Oh, and this guy actually just died recently, if I'm not mistaken. He was recently killed, Big Scar. Yeah, Big Scar was killed recently.
This guy's been dying.
Yeah, let me look it up. I'm almost certain he got killed like a couple months ago. Let me look this up. Hold on.
This is crazy and scary.
Yeah. Yep. He died.
2 years ago.
Yep. Alexander Woods, April 7, 2000. He died 22, better known by his stage name Big Scar. And Pooh Shiesty's cousin was an American rapper from Memphis, Tennessee. Yep. So,
why was he killed though? What did he do too?
Gang shit. Yeah. Let me see here.
Oh, you see. Go up real quick.
What?
He was one of 9 children. And he lived with his grandmother.
Yeah. All these guys got grandmas in Memphis. In 2020, Woods was shot in the hip with bullet traveling to his spine. This necessitated a appendectomy and realignment of his legs. According to Woods' family, he died on December 22nd, 2022 from an accidental prescription drug overdose. Oh, okay.
Oh, he OD'd
himself. Okay, he OD'd.
Okay,
oh,
he
shit.
He didn't go. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, big difference there.
Okay, my bad. But I know he had been shot. I knew that he got shot.
He was.
Yeah, he had been shot. He survived.
One of the former Trulla Mafia members who was also affiliated with the Grape Street Crips, and he would eventually leave the original Trulla Mafia to join R. Things would further escalate between both camps when R member BG, aka Baby Grape, was allegedly killed by 3 Trulla Mafia members, C-Mode, Zay, and Go Crazy.
What is that?
Go Crazy, real name Carlos Lacey, would eventually go down for this murder. The deceased man, BG, was actually a close friend of Big Scar, and this incident would allegedly be the catalyst sparking a war between both groups in the streets of Memphis. Shortly after, R would retaliate, killing Zay, one of the original Trulla Mafia members suspected of being involved in the hit. Following this, Trulla Mafia and R would go back and forth numerous times. C-Mode would return home from jail after a separate case, sending shots at R in a song called...
Oh yeah, this dude, yeah. I've heard of this guy before. Main op, C-Mode. This dude look crazy. He look kind of like Chucky. He looked like Chucky, bro. What the fuck? Let's look this up real quick.
Clear skin Chucky.
Yeah, like what the hell? Yeah, here, yeah, it's him right here. Main op C mode. How we living?
How, seriously, I want somebody to tell me how these guys come up with those names.
I don't know.
How do they name themselves? Like what? Where? Like how?
Crazy.
What is main op C mode? What is that?
I don't. That's a good one. I don't know. Here he is right here though. Clearly, he's
broccoli head. There's a
nigga said broccoli. I already knew Chow was gonna cook him. I already knew as soon as I saw him, the Chow was gonna start roasting him, bro.
They're saying single mom names.
Yo.
Oh my
Chat
God.
got no chill, man.
Made himself an even bigger target, with him even naming himself as the main op. But his run as a rapper would be short-lived, and he would eventually be charged with 7 counts of attempted murder after shooting up a house twice.
People at this home on Myers put up this camera after someone shot at or near their home twice in the same week. Other people who live in this neighborhood say they feel like hostages in their own home because of the random gunfire.
That's one thing. We got the cameras and the good Lord to watch over us, so.
This man who didn't want to be identified says last week someone shot at his home, shattering the glass in this door. His wife and 3 kids, ages 5 to 17, were inside.
Go back to bed, see what's going on, make sure the kids are all right, make sure everything's okay.
He says the same people returned a week later when his kids were alone. Fortunately, no one was hurt.
Police came, they found like 5 shells over there inside the street that time. And then the second time, there was shells everywhere.
Police say the victims were able to identify 19-year-old Byron Walker as the shooter. He's now facing 7 counts of attempted first-degree murder.
The young guy that got arrested, I don't know him. I heard of him, but I don't know him.
Police say the drive-by shootings are connected to the murder of a rival gang member, and Walker is a suspect in that case. Court records show Walker has been arrested 3 other times since October for armed robbery and the theft of vehicles and weapons. 2 of the cases, though, have been dismissed.
Give him a slap on the wrist and let him right back out.
He's hoping that doesn't happen this time and says something has to be done to stop the crime.
They need some wake-up calls. To tell you the truth, I think the young folks out here need some wake-up calls.
In Southeast Memphis, Melissa Moon, WREG, News Channel 3.
Meanwhile, D-Money, the brother of J-Money, would also be shot dead in May 2020, causing yet more friction between these warring groups.
Jeez.
After D-Money's murder, rumours would spread that he was allegedly killed by the artist named Big Unk, formerly known as Uncle Danny. Big Unk is allegedly affiliated with the Double R crew as well as Yo Gotti CMG crew. He was a prominent street rapper from Memphis, known for showing off serious weapons in his music video. For example, seen here, surrounded by goons and a whole lot of heavy weapons for the terrifying music video for a track called Play Dead, as well as a collaboration with Big Scar called Go Monkey, where him and his goons show off an arsenal of weapons looking like something straight out of Call of Duty. After D-Money's death and the rumours that he was involved, Big Unk, real name Daniel Banks, would simply post 3 laughing emojis on his Facebook.
And you guys could see here, right, that, it's just that never-ending cycle, right? Something very similar in Chicago, where one person dies and then just the retaliations just continue and continue and continue, and they just kind of egg each other on on Instagram and on in this case Facebook, right? Laughing at each other's deaths and losses, etc. And that just infuriates the other party even more so, and they go crazy.
Using Facebook in the pandemic, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild, actually.
As well as reposting a cryptic message about some things being better left unsaid, along with a shushing emoji. Later that year, CEO Jizzle, another allegedly Double R affiliated rapper, would rap on his song Rich and Ruthless. If you diss 23, swear to God, it's gonna be RIP. You ain't hear what happened to last dude, he got left on Trigg Street. This was seemingly a diss aimed towards D-Money, who had dissed a dead Double R member called 23 just a few months before he was killed. In fact, just a few days after dissing 23, D-Money would post a text message on Facebook that he had apparently received, where someone seemingly threatens to kill.
Holy shit. When I catch you in that Charger on Grape, you must lay beside your brother. God damn, bro.
Kill D-Money in his car, swearing to do it on Grape. Now, this is where Young Dolph enters the picture. Young Dolph would actually sign Double R members Big Unk to his Paper Route Empire label, despite his former connection to Yo Gotti CMG. And in signing Big Unk, Young Dolph had inadvertently picked sides in this separate beef.
Bam. Now he's officially been roped in to this craziness. Because remember, Young Dolph was involved with Jay beforehand, right, guys? And, Jay at that point was neutral. There was no issues. But once Jay died, that's when this fucking vortex started happening and rifts started going. And then there were lines being drawn. So by him signing this guy, you're basically taking a side. And it's unfortunate, guys, that they can't distinguish the music from the street shit, but that's what happens a lot of the times. So now he's officially taking a side just by signing him. That's the unfortunate reality here.
That had brewed between Trulla Mafia and Double R. And this would cause Trulla Mafia to side with Yo Gotti CMG group and Big Unk's Double R crew to side with the Paper Route Empire of Young Dolph. Now, some fans would criticize Young Dolph at this time, since he had been so close to J Money back in the day, with many being confused as to why he had chosen to sign the man who had allegedly murdered his brother. But regardless of the reasons, apparently when Young Dolph chose to sign Big Unk, he effectively made himself a prime target for Trulla Mafia, with Big Unk's street ties essentially bringing a younger generation of Memphis gang members to the forefront of this industry feud that had been going on between Young Dolph and PRE and Yo Gotti and his CMG label. And so it would seemingly turn out that this street feud and its connections to the complicated web of relationships in the music industry would ultimately cost Young Dolph his life. On November the 17th, 2021, Young Dolph would visit the Makeda's.
So first we covered the music beef between Yo Gotti and Young Dolph. Then we covered the complex street situations, right? Outside of the music, right? Between Trulla Mafia and TrapLore. Now we're going to get into what led to Young Dolph being killed.
Cookies Bakery, located near the Memphis International Airport, driving there in his camouflage-wrapped Corvette. Young Dolph was known to frequent...
Which was common. He would do this. He would wrap all of his cars in military camo.
This bakery and would often share his visits on social media. The store itself would even ask Dolph for a promo after his many visits, with Dolph sharing his public approval for this particular cookie spot.
Yeah, he will always go there to get cookies. That's crazy.
Yeah.
People will say in the comments of the video that I sent you that he shouldn't have done that, like because everybody knew that he would go to
He'd
that
go to
spot
these, yeah.
all the time.
And he would always and he always had the military wrap cars, camouflage wrap cars. So yeah, they would know it was him.
Yeah.
Right.
He didn't care.
Yeah.
He didn't care.
Yeah.
Go back around there. What you get? Chocolate chip. Don't hide. Just for you. Appreciate you, baby. Be safe.
In fact, Facebook users would later comment their disapproval of Makeda's cookies sharing this, suggesting that letting the world know that Dolph frequented this bakery may well have been a fatal mistake, which contributed to his murder. On his way to Makeda's cookies, Young Dolph would actually stop at a gas station where his final moments would be captured by a fan, and potentially giving away his location. At approximately 12:20 p.m., two masked men would pull up to Makeda's in a white Mercedes, almost immediately following Young Dolph.
Look at this shit, man. Yeah, you can see his car right there. So they knew he was there. And then here they come to Mercedes. They obviously had been watching him for a bit, and then look at this guy with the fucking... Right, assault rifle on this guy with the pistol.
Who had parked and entered the store only moments earlier. In the security camera footage that the police would later share stills of to the media, the shooters can actually be seen running past Young Dolph's Corvette, armed with automatic rifles, which they then fired indiscriminately into the bakery, hitting Dolph 22 times. And unlike the various attempts on Young Dolph's life in years prior, sadly, this one would indeed prove fatal, with the autopsy report showing that Dolph had suffered deadly gunshot wounds to his head.
All right, so here we go. Reported this 36-year-old male, tentatively identified as Adolph Thornton Jr., was shot while at a local business, Memphis. Fire and Memphis Police Department responded to the scene at 2370 Airways Boulevard. Paramedics confirmed Sims Esotal at 12:39. This office was notified of the death at 15:12 hours by Memphis Police Sergeant J. Robinson, who provided the aforementioned information. Due to the death being a homicide jurisdiction, was accepted by the medical examiner's office with investigator A. Baker responding to the scene. A brief body examination was performed and decedent and scene documented with photography. The decedent was transported to the West Tennessee Regional Forensic Center for further exam. Positive identification of found disposition. Pamela D. Ware, investigator 1117.
Can you look it up, the address?
Yeah, I'll pull it up right now. It's what was it again? It's 2370 Airways Boulevard. Okay, let's pull that up real quick. 2370 Airways.
It's right there because I just looked it up.
Yeah.
Oh, the cookie shop is still up though.
Yeah, it's still there.
Now you gotta drop the man out there. Okay, I think it's
Family Dollar.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
It's not there anymore?
Nah, it's got to be there. Because I remember they like... There, here we go. It's Makeda, right here. This is it right here. Let me get out on the street here. There we go. Boom. Damn, Memphis sucks.
Yeah, what is that?
Yep. Here it is right here. Boom.
And yeah, it's clear glass everywhere, so you couldn't miss him.
Anyone in the chat from Memphis?
You couldn't miss him.
Yeah. You honestly, yeah. Because you can literally see it from
clear glass, the whole wall.
Yep, you can see all that. You can see all the cars parked there. There's nothing covering it. So yeah, they were 100% watching him the whole time. He probably came from this gas station right here, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Probably following him and stuff.
Yeah, probably. Yep. So I think, or it could have been this one. I think they said I think it was a shell, if I'm not mistaken, from the video footage. So it was probably that one right there. And then, yep, right there, bro.
And then the Makita's cookies.
Crazy, man.
Wow.
Dude said the streets look like a trailer trash. Yeah, Memphis is terrible, bro.
Yeah, it looks like El Paso when Myron showed us when he lived.
Oh, yeah, in Laredo?
Yeah.
Also, and neck. And a shocking video of young Dolph laying on the ground after the assassination would circulate on social media, but is far too graphic to show you here on YouTube.
Oh my God, y'all. They say Dolph dead, y'all. They say Dolph dead. Right up here on Airway
Can
Kitchen.
find this for the Rumble Ninjas.
Yeah, go ahead, find it for them.
I'm talking about I was just standing out here just seeing this. You talking about back up now. Damn. Oh, wait. I never seen no like this. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. They say this Dolph. They say this Dolph. They say this Dolph.
After the murder, Makita's Cookies would decide not to reopen, and the storefront would turn into a memorial for young Dolph.
Damn. Well, I think it's open now, right? Because
Yeah,
I know that they had like they had like a GoFundMe and people like donated a bunch of money to get like the windows fixed and everything else like that.
Whether it's a spray paint bottle or staple gun in hand,
But I think they mean reopen the next day or whatever.
Jeremiah Taylor is a man on a mission each day at this memorial honoring slain Memphis rapper Young Dolph on Airways Boulevard.
He was a legend, he was a king, so he still deserves to be treated as such.
For Taylor, the persistence is personal. He, like Dolph, grew up in the Castalia Heights neighborhood, went to Hamilton High, and met the rapper several times.
It was very hard. It started off as me trying to get myself out of a rut. This really put me in a bad situation mentally or whatever. And so just for my mental health, it started out, all right, let me get to doing something positive.
So starting about 3 days after Dolph's death, inside Makita's Cookies, outside the store, Taylor, along with local activist Frank Gotti, make daily trips to organize, beautify, and freshen up this growing tribute.
Unfortunately, the store itself would quickly become a hotspot for violence in the aftermath of Dolph's murder. Shots would be fired on camera at the memorial only a day after the murder.
Wow. Damn, what the hell?
That's crazy.
Bruh.
And even the man who looked after the memorial would end up being shot dead soon after.
Wow.
Who, wait.
The dude that man who looked after Young Dolph's memorial shot and killed in Memphis. This dude.
Oh my God.
Yo, what the hell is wrong with these people, man?
Yo, I didn't know that. Jesus.
Yo. These dudes are on some demon time out there in Memphis, man. What the fuck is wrong with y'all, man? Holy.
Fans online would create other kinds of tributes like collages of all the times that Dolph gave back to his supporters and the people of Memphis. Meanwhile, Dolph's...
And people did love him in Memphis because he was actually there.
Yeah.
Guys, he was there in Memphis to give away turkeys. That's why he was there, because he obviously died right before Thanksgiving. He was there to give away turkeys and donate to charity, man.
Yeah, he was big.
And he stopped by to get the cookies while he was in town, and then obviously they killed him. Fucking crazy,
That's
man.
crazy that they kill you.
Murder would spark
buying
numerous rumors
turkeys.
of the involvement of Dolph's music industry ops, and speculation would swirl, predicting retaliation attacks against people like the relatives of Yo Gotti and Black Youngster. Now, these rumors would initially turn out to be false, but while fan speculation about who might have been involved played out online, a few days later, the police would make progress in the formal investigation, locating the white Mercedes that had been used in the murder in the Orange Mountain neighborhood in South Memphis.
I remember when this happened originally, all the sleuths took to the internet and they figured out where this Mercedes was within literally hours. When Dolph originally got killed, they found this Mercedes because they saw the Mercedes on the surveillance footage, and they figured out where it was at, and they were actually able to link it to a music video, and they were able to figure out who did it.
Yeah.
I remember when this shit was all going down, and everyone because people love Dolph that much, you know what I mean? So
I know.
they found out who the killers were quickly.
And only a few days after that, a man was actually murdered near the very location where the car used in the murder of Dolph was found. The Memphis police also soon found out that the white Mercedes had been used in another deadly shooting not long before Dolph's murder. As this information trickled out to the public, fascinated fans and internet sleuths would continue to speculate on exactly who was responsible for the killing of Dolph. About a month after Dolph's murder, the police would begin to move in on the alleged perpetrators. A man named Cornelius Smith was arrested in December 2021, but the news of the arrest wouldn't break out until January 2022, when he was indicted on the murder of Dolph, amongst other related charges. In the same indictment, also named Justin Johnson, better known in Memphis as the rapper Straight Drop. Johnson was arrested on January the 11th, 2022 in Indiana as a suspect.
And I remember him. Matter of fact, this dummy released a music video and said he was going to turn himself in. Look. He came out with this shit, right? Right after he killed Dolph, he came out with this music video, right? Look at it. This man's name is exactly what his pants are about to do in jail. I've done my time, and 20 years later, I can honestly say there's nothing fashionable about this life. I got to get back for my man. He wasn't lying. And then look, all the comments. His attorney, just stay quiet and turn yourself in. Him, okay, also him. Drops this music video. Yeah. Yo, they were going crazy. So all this flex that he can't even pay for a lawyer, right? And he dropped this music video. Let's see here. I might get hit with a copyright, so I'm just gonna play it, right? And literally he did this. He made this song while he was on a run. He dropped this shit. This dude, and you can see here, right? This is the dude that was one of the people wearing the hats, right? They had the Bass Pro Shops hats, and this is him right here, right? Filming this shit at like a gas station, with all this money or whatever. But yeah, literally days after, and he used the killing basically to promote his music. This man really got the audacity. They're going crazy in the comments. And then someone made straight drop the soap. Man. So, but he's in jail now. And they ended up catching him later on. But this shit, how many views? 1.6 million. January 10th, he remastered it. So, yeah.
In Dolph's murder. But just a few days before his arrest, Straight Drop had actually posted on social media that he would be
turning himself in Monday at 2:01. I'm innocent. I'll be back sooner than you think. Blink and blink.
Turning himself in on the 10th.
Yeah, okay,
but instead of turning himself in, he would end up putting out a new song called TrapLore.
There you go.
The lyrics are ambiguous, including numerous highly questionable bars.
No more lurk. Don't need no addies. Spot something moving, then I'm firing. I'm in the trap. I'm serving off and running shit up. Ain't no walking. When we slide, it's SRT. Track something down. We get to hawking. Got that. Get back from my mans. Tell them little boys to stop playing. 50 shots in 20 seconds. This go fast, just like sand. This nigga trash. Goddamn.
That seemingly hinted at his involvement in a recent murder. Moreover, before that, on the 22nd of November 2021, only a few days after Young Dolph's murder, Straight Drop had actually dropped a music video for a song titled Stepped On, where he could actually be seen wearing a pendant of Young Dolph's PRE Paper Route Empire label hanging from his belt, with some suggesting that this may have been a disrespectful nod, suggesting that Young Dolph may have been some sort of notch in his belt. In the same video, Straight Drop can actually be seen with a man named Joshua Taylor. And in February 2022, the police would announce two more persons of interest in the case, Divine Burns.
Oh, shit.
And Taylor, who was also known as CEO Teasy.
First at 5, the Memphis Police Department announced today 2 new men have been named persons of interest in the Young Dolph murder case. The first is Devin Burns. Burns has an active warrant out for aggravated assault and theft, which are unrelated to this case. The other man is Joshua Taylor. Memphis police are looking for both of these men and offering a $2,000 reward for each arrest.
At least 3 of the 4 people mentioned, Johnson, Burns, and Taylor, have a strong connection to Trulla Mafia and can be seen following members publicly on their Instagrams, as well as wearing free Straight Drop shirts on social media and in music videos. CEO Teasy had even been seen in pictures on J Money's original Instagram account, with all of these members seemingly appearing together in numerous pictures and music videos.
I remember I would like look at these, when this all was going down and I knew that Straight Drop was the killer, I would like look at his social medias. And he had to turn his comments off because they were cooking him so hard, bro. In the comments saying, Straight Drop the soap, you about to go to jail, blah, blah, blah. All this shit, he had to limit his comments.
However, strangely, before the murder, Straight Drop himself had also been pictured around a Young Dolph. But this was seemingly before Trulla Mafia had split into 2, with Double R taking Dolph's PRE side and the Trulla Mafia members remaining taking sides with CMG. Now, there's been intense debate as to whether Straight Drop himself had officially been affiliated with Yo Gotti's CMG label before Dolph's murder. Now, he wasn't tagged in a post by Yo Gotti's brother Big Jook, which named everybody on the label, but he was being followed by Jook on Instagram. However, Straight Drop may well have truly crossed the line in self-incrimination after it would emerge that he had actually recorded a music video in front of evidence used in the murder case, with the white Mercedes that was seen in CCTV from Dolph's murder being seen parked outside the abandoned home.
Bam. That's how they fucking got these guys, bro.
That was easy.
Because they did a music video where the Mercedes was visible.
Bradley Street just days after Dolph's murder. And shockingly, in a now deleted music video that Straight Drop released called Going Straight In, the backdrop for that music video would indeed be the exact same house where that getaway vehicle was found at, and that same house where somebody was killed soon after the murder of Dolph. The video was posted on November the 21st, 2021, only a few days after Young Dolph's murder.
The car was found outside this abandoned home on Bradley Street days after the killing in late November. It's the same home seen here in this music video featuring Young Dolph's accused killer, Justin Johnson, also known as Straight Drop.
Wow. And additionally, in August...
Tell me you're stupid without telling me that you're stupid. Goddamn.
Stupid.
And that was the internet that found that, by the way. Just so y'all know. The internet found that.
2022, the police would also indict a man named Treon Ingram for the deadly shooting which preceded Dolph's murder that was also connected to that white Mercedes.
Meanwhile, a county away, developments in another case that has a connection to Young Dolph's murder. A grand jury in Tipton County indicted one of two suspects police say is responsible for a November 12, 2021 shooting of two women in Covington. Investigators say they found Treon Ingram with the weapon connected to the shooting. They say a white Mercedes used in the shooting in Covington is the same car used in Young Dolph's death. We learned early on a lot of people were in the car between the time it was carjacked last November from a gas station on Kirby Parkway to the November 12th Covington shooting and the November 17th shooting of Young Dolph.
Later in 2022, Hernandez Govan was arrested on November the 10th. Govan was the first to also be charged with conspiracy to commit Dolph's murder. Soon after this, Jamarcus Johnson, brother...
Bam. So, and if I'm not mistaken, this guy has a daughter that was killed by people from Young Dolph's camp. This guy, a daughter or a female rapper.
Govan was the first.
Shelby County District Attorney Steve Mulroy confirms that Hernandez Govan, 43, was indicted by a grand jury on 3 charges on November 10th. Govan is charged with first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, and criminal attempt first-degree murder. The interesting thing about this indictment, 43-year-old Govan is the only suspect charged with conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. So, as y'all can see, man, there was a bunch of people involved in this. It wasn't just, Justin Johnson, a.k.a. Straight Drop, being an idiot, running in there to shoot him at Makita's Cookies, thinking it was going to be all good and dandy, and then dropping this dumbass track on music video that I showed you guys earlier. Right? It was a bunch of people working together to make this shit happen. And this is the, like I said before, the Trackhawk. We make fun of Trackhawks all the time because they're the most stolen car. But yeah.
Murder. Soon after this, Jamarcus Johnson, brother of Justin Johnson, also turned himself in and was charged with the conspiracy to kill Young Dolph.
Whiskis is being charged with conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, and although more charges may be...
So what does that tell you? More than likely, Justin Johnson was cooperating with the police and the other guy that originally got arrested with him.
MPD says Johnson is from Memphis. We checked the system, and under the spelling of the name used in his booking, we found only one previous charge linked to that name. It's a misdemeanor marijuana possession charge that was later dismissed. This fourth suspect has the same last name as another suspect in this case, Jermaine Johnson, also known as Straight Drop, but MPD would not confirm if they are related.
The indictment against the four, Smith, Straight Drop, and his brother, as well as Govan, would specify...
Bam. So there you can see, so Justin Johnson was one of the actual shooters with the masks. Because you guys can look here from the CCTV footage, right? Oh, my bad. You can see here from the footage. One of these, I think that, which one was it that was Straight Drop? One of these two and he got the Bass Pro Shops thing. And then also, if you look at the beginning of the music video, right? What do you see here? Bass Pro Shops. Wow. So, yeah. Yep, there you go. And then Cornelius Smith traveled, because Cornelius Smith and Justin Johnson were the actual shooters. And then you got Hernandez Govan solicited both Justin Johnson and Cornelius Smith to kill him, and then Jamarcus Johnson aided and Justin Johnson hide out and escape after killing of Adolph. So his brother helped him, obviously, with running away because they had to track him down in another state, guys, after the fact. And he was on a run. When he dropped this music video, guys, he was on the run.
Had a lot of enemies, this guy.
So,
their roles in the murder conspiracy, with Govan allegedly being the one who solicited Straight Drop and Smith to shoot Dolph, with Straight Drop's brother helping him to hide and escape after the murder. According to news outlets, Govan and all the shooters actually lived close to each other in the same neighborhood where that white Mercedes was found.
Court records show 43-year-old Hernandez Govan, who was just indicted in the rap star slaying, along with Johnson and Cornelius Smith, once lived just a few houses down. Neighbors fearing for their lives told us off camera he grew up on the street. A possible connection linking the suspects, as District Attorney Steve Mulroy says Govan asked for Young Dolph to be murdered.
And interestingly, in the indictment, the beginning date of the conspiracy to murder Dolph is...
Boom. Justin Johnson, also known as Straight Drop, Cornelius Smith, Hernandez Govan, and Jamarcus Johnson, between June 1st, 2021 and March 1st, 2022 in Shelby County, Tennessee, and before finding of this indictment, did unlawfully, intentionally, with premeditation, with the intent to commit the offense of first-degree murder as classified as Tennessee Code against the person of Adolph Thornton Jr., enter into an agreement with each other to commit the said offense. The said Justin Johnson, Cornelius Smith, Hernandez Govan, and Jamarcus Johnson, acting for the purpose of promoting or facilitating the commission of the said offenses, a said offense and agreeing that one or more of them would engage in conduct which constitute the said offense.
Marked as June 1st, 2021, months before the actual murder. Interestingly, as some Reddit detectives have pointed out, only a few days before, Dolph would actually post on his Instagram account welcoming Big Unk, who had allegedly killed D-Money from Trulla Mafia, to his...
Wow. Y'all go tell my young nigga to stop catching all them cases. Case dismissed now. It's time to run up these M's. Young rich villain. Follow the newest member, Big Unk. And you can see here, this is the most nigga shit I've ever seen. He's doing this money shit in jail. In the courthouse, it looks like. He beat his case, and this is what he did. Young Unk. And then Young Dolph took a picture.
Just started doing
he did
the money accordion.
Yeah, Pooh, Shiesty used to do this shit all the time.
Paper Route Empire label, with Reddit users suggesting that perhaps the
like by Key Glock.
Yeah. Shit. Wow. Okay.
Conspiracy to murder young Dolph had been set into motion as soon as Dolph had publicly endorsed Big Unk. Meanwhile, being locked up didn't seem to stop Straight Drop from dropping more music. And on the 1-year anniversary of Dolph's death, he released the jail phone recorded song No Statements. But
wow, what the hell?
IRS said men's play with my money.
He really came out with the song a year later. Wow.
Despite the title of the song being No Statements, Paper Route Empire artists would respond to a news outlet about the song, suggesting that someone indeed was giving statements based on the number of arrests that had been happening.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There had to have been statements being made if they were able to make these arrests after the fact.
The news would also report that the third man arrested in connection to Dolph's murder, Hernandez Govan, is actually the father of a female rapper.
There you go. Boom. And I think this is a big part of the reason why they went after Dolph as well.
Named Lotta Cash Desto. Lotta Cash Desto was tragically killed in September 2022, raising questions about whether or not this murder might have been connected to the murder of young Dolph too.
Govan's daughter, she was also a rapper, but she was killed in Houston in September.
Yeah, she went by Lotta Cash Desto, but her real name, Destiny Govan. Houston police say the 25-year-old was shot and killed in Houston September 24th, early that morning. Investigators say Govan and her friend were in their vehicle, stopped behind a vehicle at a traffic light. Police say 2 men got out of the vehicle and started shooting at the women. We're told the passenger was also shot but survived her injuries.
So it's been said that this was retaliation as well for Dolph's death because they knew that Govan was involved, so they went after his daughter.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Christian Williams was charged with her murder. About a month after the murder, Hernandez Govan posted on Facebook.
That's what I meant to say. My bad, guys. Yeah, that her death was in retaliation from the young Dolph murder. That's what I meant. My bad.
Think I cursed you, Destiny, with my lifestyle. I apologize, baby.
Bam. See? I think I cursed you, Destiny, with my lifestyle. So, and you know, he kind of knew, damn, they went after her because he got wrapped up in the whole Dolph situation.
I apologize, baby. Yeah, too late.
Yeah, talk about self-snitching as well in there.
Mm-hmm.
God damn, bro.
As we reported earlier, Govan has dozens of criminal charges in his past, ranging from drug possession to aggravated assault.
It would seem that based on social media posts, that Desto was, or at least had been, indeed in some ways associated with the Trulla Mafia, and even had a song together with J Money himself all the way back in 2015. Now, Desto's alleged killers, Jeremiah Smith and Christian Williams, were arrested and charged in early 2023, but their possible connection to the events in Memphis is still unclear. However, according to the internet, her death may well have been a completely...
Desto was robbing everybody she could in Memphis. She moved away and started doing the same thing, and karma caught up to her. Nobody from Memphis had anything to do with her death, okay?
Oh, shit.
So people are saying that she was doing a bunch of bullshit on her side, and that was karma coming back.
The unrelated incident that rather had to do with her own actions in Houston where she was living at the time rather than Dolph. But regardless, the bloody retaliations following the murder of young Dolph were far from over. In June 2023, one of the persons of interest who was not charged in relation to Dolph's murder, Joshua Taylor, aka CEO Teasy, was suddenly also shot and killed. Reddit detectives had noted how Dolph's friends had been driving around the Orange Mound neighborhood where Teasy was killed not long before the shooting.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't none of those late night, middle of the daytime.
Stamp that.
Turn about ain't nothing to spend on.
Wow, what the fuck?
What?
PRE Kenny Mooney looking for the ops.
No cap. Put your on buns, on guns, on the head.
Why are they always showing money?
This I know looking, I didn't hit the lotto.
Meanwhile, both Cornelius Smith and Justin Johnson, aka Straight Drop, are set to go on trial in March 2024 after pleading not guilty to all.
Oh, wow. Literally right now. They're going on trial right. March 11th, guys, is freaking tomorrow.
Wow.
They're going to go on trial tomorrow, guys.
Charges. Fans have also noted that Straight Drop allegedly hired a lawyer that has connections to Yo Gotti's crew CMG, raising yet more rumors that Trulla Mafia and CMG might have both been involved together in young Dolph's murder. Govan, on the other hand, was released on bond in May 2023, apparently due to medical reasons, while Straight Drop's brother, Jamarcus Johnson, actually accepted a plea deal admitting to guilt on accessory to murder charges in June.
Oh, shit. Hold on. So hold on. So he's going to go to trial.
On the other hand, was released.
Okay. We've come to about Mr. Govin's role in medical conditions that makes you think it's the best resolution in order to get justice in the case. Okay, so he had blood pressure issues, chest pains, and tingling in the arm.
On bond in May 2023, apparently due to medical reasons, while Straight Drop's brother, Jamarcus Johnson, actually accepted a plea deal admitting to guilt on excessive.
So he admitted that he helped his brother.
Medical reasons, while Straight Drop's brother.
He admitted to assisting his brother Justin Johnson in the days after the rapper was killed by taking possession of Justin Johnson's cell phone and car, so authorities would think Justin was not in Memphis. Okay.
Jamarcus Johnson actually accepted a plea deal admitting to guilt on accessory to murder charges in June 2023.
One of the 4 men charged in the murder of Memphis rapper Young Dolph became the first to take a plea in his case after Jamarcus Johnson pleaded guilty to 3 conspiracy charges this morning.
Action News 5 Sydney Gray was in the courtroom for that announcement. She has more from Johnson's attorney and state prosecutors.
He ranks 1 offender. You understand that?
Jamarcus Johnson could spend the next 6 years in prison for his admitted involvement in the murder of Memphis rapper Young.
He might get less than that. The fact that he pled guilty, he doesn't have a criminal history like that, he might get less. He'll probably do 2 years and be out.
Dolph. Friday, he pleaded guilty to 3 counts of conspiracy after the fact.
With regard to Jamarcus Johnson, as we announced in court, he had no role in the murder of Dolph before it happened. He had no role in the murder of Dolph when it happened.
But prosecutors say he conspired after the fact by helping his half-brother, Justin Johnson, one of the accused shooters.
We had a conference call with the family yesterday. They understand what this is about. And they're encouraged by the progress in the litigation, and ultimately, one day they want to see a trial of this thing, and they know this is a step toward that.
Prosecutors say Jamarcus used Justin's cell phone for 2 purposes: to deceive Justin's parole officer into believing he was still in Memphis, and to communicate with Cornelius Smith, another accused shooter in the case. We heard from Johnson's attorney, Josh Corman.
It was very important for Jamarcus and his family, for everyone to understand that he had nothing to do whatsoever with the murder. He had no knowledge of the murder before it happened. He certainly wasn't in conspiring with it.
And to be honest with y'all, him pleading guilty like this actually kind of does hurt his brother's case a bit. So, because by him admitting that, yeah, I did, facilitate my brother's escape, or, I helped kind of shield him from the law, what does that infer? That he committed a crime, which in this case is murder.
Anyone to plan a murder, didn't know the murder had happened, obviously until weeks later, learned about it through social media.
Johnson could be required to testify against his brother as part of his plea deal, but Corman says Jamarcus is eager to get back with family.
Here's a kid who had never been in trouble before, has no criminal record whatsoever, and then you get locked up.
Well, he has a marijuana possession, but yeah.
You're in protective custody, which is pretty much like being in isolation for the last 7 months, so you can imagine what that does to your mind and everything else.
Sydney Gray, Action News 5.
And Johnson may actually be asked to testify against the others in the case during the trial. But at this
Bam. So yeah, by him taking that plea deal,
he faces between 6 and 12 years in prison.
Yeah, I think he's probably gonna get the lower end, and then what'll probably happen, because state jails are always, state prisons are like this. He's probably gonna do 2 to 3 years, and he'll be out. He'll be out on parole or something like that, because the criminal history is so low. And then if he actually testifies, he might get even more time off. But yeah, he might be called as a witness to testify, because him taking his plea deal it pretty much incriminates his brother even more. Because yes, I was there and I helped facilitate his him hiding from the law after the shooting.
At this stage, we don't know whether or not he's flipped, or just trying to avoid a lengthy sentence that he might get if he loses trial. Sadly, during the investigation, some members of the public have also attempted to pin Dolph's murder on the owners of Makita's Cookies, as a fake wanted poster for the owner was even created and circulated online after the killing. There have also been more shootings that have been rumoured to be tied to Young Dolph's death that may or may not have anything to do with it. One such shooting happened at Dolph's old hood in Castilla Heights in July 2023, when a 53-year-old man was shot and killed.
A man is now dead after a shooting.
That's when the conspiracy theorists come. I don't think the cookie place would get Dolph killed. I mean, he was bringing them business and shit. Why would you want to go ahead and, conspire to get one of your top customers that brings you guys a bunch of revenue and other people? Why would you conspire to get him killed? That's stupid. That makes no sense.
Shooting happened on Castilla Heights this morning. Officers responded to the scene at 1 a.m. to the 800 block of Cloverdale Drive and found a 53-year-old man dead at the scene. Police also say that 2 men who appeared to be the ones responsible left the scene. Anyone who has any details, they're encouraged to call Crime Stoppers, also at 901-528-CASH.
With some believing this to be a gang-related shooting between Trulla Mafia and R.
Late last night.
Crime Stoppers actually generates a lot of leads. I remember when I was on the job, guys. Crime Stoppers would help us all the time with busting drug traffickers, man.
In Castilla Heights, Young Dolph hood, they call it Dolph Land, where some pre niggas be at. Double R. They saying 2 people slid over there. You know, just start shooting up everything. A 58-year-old man lost his life, but he was not the intended target.
But it would later turn out that the 53-year-old was in fact likely the intended target of the shooting, reportedly a carjacking gone wrong, according to video evidence.
New information this evening, 2 people have been arrested in a deadly Castalia Heights shooting. Memphis police say 20-year-old Danielle Robinson and a 17-year-old teen have been charged with first-degree murder, carjacking, attempted carjacking, among other charges. And that's for their involvement in the shooting and killing of a 53-year-old man. The shooting happened on Saturday, June 17th, around 1 a.m., according to police. Investigators say the 2 suspects approached the victim's car from behind, and as he tried to drive off, the suspects fired shots, killing the victim.
But all of this back-and-forth violence would lead up to a high-profile incident at the start of 2024, an incident that is once again almost certainly related to the war between PRE, CMG, RR, and Trulla Mafia, and that's the murder of Yo Gotti's brother, Big Jook.
Bam. So,
Big Jook was the...
Yeah, I can see, even years later, you know, Dolph's people are still sliding, man.
Older brother of Yo Gotti and part owner of CMG, the label. Young Dolph and Big Jook have a deep history of disses dating all the way back to 2017. This was during the time when the tension between CMG and PRE was really heating up. In 2017, Young Dolph released the infamous diss track, Play With Yo Bitch. This track is a disrespectful shot at Yo Gotti, where Dolph claims to have had a relationship with the mother of his child. And on the track, referring to Yo Gotti as Ho Gotti numerous times, and even the artwork for the track.
That's the thing you were talking about.
That's the album cover.
Ho Gotti, baby mama, missed call 24. Goddamn.
Is a savage take on the situation, roasting Yo Gotti. Big Jook is actually mentioned in the first verse of the track, where Dolph claims that Gotti would front on his big brother, going on to refer to Big Jook as Yo Gotti's big sister. But regardless of the beef between CMG and PRE, or Trulla Mafia and RR, this track may well have caused Big Jook himself to have personal disdain for Young Dolph, adding to the weight and the rumours that it was actually Big Jook who may well have put out the hit on Young Dolph initially. In an Instagram story, Grove Hero, a comedian affiliated with Dolph's paper route empire, had actually claimed that Big Jook had put out a $40,000 bounty on either himself or possibly Young Dolph.
Heard that little boy Trey say, man, I miss my dad, mom. When I heard that f***ed me up, bro. That f***ed me up. And keep in mind, I said, if I see Jook, if I see Gotti, if I see Migo, if I see Youngster, I'ma get on that. It ain't got nothing to do with nobody else, bro. I said if I see them folk, because these folk had something to do with it, bro. These folk don't know that Jook put a hit out, bro. Don't know this, you know what I'm saying? But nah, all that, bro. I need to say that. I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna tell the truth, bro. I ain't say, man, hey, bro, how you gonna feel if a told you, hey, man, look, bro, my Jook put a $40,000 hit on you, bro. Like,
what the hell?
Come on, bro.
Big Jook has also been pictured
putting that shit on Instagram. Goddamn.
With one of the men accused in the plot to kill.
Oh, there you go. Look, Big Jook with Hernandez Govin right here, guys. You can see, and Hernandez Govin, as you guys know, is one of the people that masterminded the murder of Young Dolph.
Dolph, Hernandez Govin, showing a clear affiliation between the two. Furthermore, Big Jook has shared multiple disrespectful videos to his Instagram aimed at Dolph even after his death, with one example being Jook mocking a mural that was painted to memorialize Dolph in Memphis.
I don't paint no bitch beside 2 real.
Wow. See? I can see right there. Man can't paint no bitch besides 2 real ninjas.
2 real with a in the middle, man. Y'all don't do that, man. Don't f about legacy. So right here, y'all. 2 guys.
Shortly after Dolph's death, Big Jook also posted his Instagram story where he can be heard asking certain rappers to hit him up for financial help, saying, whoever trying to save their career or shoot a video while the label budget is cut off, we still open, CMG is still open. Jook offering to pay for rappers' studio time and any cars that the rappers are leasing and renting, as well as even advising these rappers to pawn their jewelry if it's real, was likely a shot at Paper Route Empire's remaining roster, suggesting that they might have been struggling after Dolph was murdered.
So, man, hey, y'all, I'm finna start a GoFundMe, man, because I know a lot of you rappers up out here, man. Can't do no shows. Ain't save no money. So guess what? I'm gonna come save today. I'm gonna come pay you rent if y'all got somewhere to stay. I'll pay your car note. I'll pay your jewelry note so you won't get repoed. You feel me?
He has
Whatever
no
else
neck.
you renting or leasing, I'm gonna pay this. But when it break back over, I want 10% of what you make. I'm saving you in a crucial time, so don't think I'm trying to get over on you. You know,
He's thinking like them boys.
That'll ruin your career. So just hit my DM, man. You know, we ain't gonna put business out there. You know, we ain't that tight. You feel me? We can put it in contract. This will never be talked about. You feel me?
But then, on January the 13th, 2024, Big Jook and Yo Gotti had just attended a funeral service to honor their late uncle, Eric Bovan, who Jook himself actually described as a legendary Memphis kingpin, with Bovan allegedly running a large cocaine operation in Memphis in the 1980s.
Oh shit, hold on. Eric, okay.
Memphis kingpin, with Bovan allegedly.
Salisbury was indicted along with 25 co-defendants for conspiracy to possess cocaine with intent to distribute, possessing cocaine with intent to distribute and distribution, and attempts to evade income tax. He was involved in a lengthy conspiracy led by Eric Bovan that caused in excess of 100 kilos of cocaine to be transported into Memphis, Tennessee. Upon his plea of guilty to count 11, count 12 was dismissed. In addition, he was found guilty at trial on 1, 2, and 3. So you guys can see here that there's obviously this is what they glorify, guys. The drug traffickers, right? You can see he's over there suited up at the funeral, and even Yo Gotti was in attendance because that's what they respect, man. Oh, he's a drug trafficker? Yeah, that's what's up. Let's make sure. Yeah, respect.
Running a large
That's
cocaine
crazy.
operation in Memphis in the 1980s.
There's Jook, and you can see Yo Gotti right here.
In those churches, they always play the same music.
Like he's all suited up and everything.
Kind of respectful that they're recording that.
However, just after they gathered to lay one man to rest, sadly, moments later, another person would lose their life. At around 4:15 p.m., an officer was in the area of 6385 Winchester Road when he heard multiple gunshots outside the Perignon's restaurant and event center. When the officer arrived at the scene, 2 victims were found with several gunshot wounds. Big Jook, real name Anthony Mims, was pronounced dead at the hospital, and a second male victim would be treated in a stable condition.
6:03 is the time, and
As y'all can see, they've had an issue with him for a very long time, right? He's been taking shots at Dolph for the past few years, talking shit about PRE, saying they're brokies, making these antagonizing videos. So they were just waiting to catch him slipping, and they caught him slipping at the funeral.
this morning, we continue following developing news out of Hickory Hill, where multiple sources tell Action News 5 that Memphis rapper Yo Gotti's older brother, Anthony Mims, also known as Big Jook, was shot and killed yesterday afternoon while attending a funeral. Memphis police will only say one victim died and that another was taken to Regional 1 in critical condition. The deadly ambush happened outside Paragon's and Event Center near Winchester and Ridgeway. A repast, a meal shared by loved ones after a funeral, was underway when it all happened. Deputy Police Chief Paul Wright says he does not believe this shooting was accidental.
There's no, this is preliminary, so we hadn't developed a connection to that at this time. We do feel like the individual that was shot was possibly targeted by the suspect.
However, there is no suspect information available at this time. Police say they are reviewing video from the scene. Again, sources telling us Anthony Big Jook Mims was shot and killed yesterday.
It's unfortunate, but I've noticed that when it comes to the street stuff, man, funerals are one of the best places to catch your ops because they know everyone's going to be there. They're in a high emotional state. They're sad. They might not necessarily be armed. King Von talked about this in one of his songs, right? I might just slide up to the funeral, right? And he did that. They went ahead and they shot a guy named Whiskey, right? And now he got hit in the head, and he hasn't been the same since. Wow. But, you know, King Von and them waited until they had their funeral for someone that had been killed by them, and they went and attacked them at the funeral. And this is not uncommon in the streets.
Talking about disrespect.
It's wild. Yeah, and he made a song about it, too.
That's crazy.
In Memphis, police have not released a motive.
Footage from the scene would
in the song Back Again, he talks about it. Yep, I think it was Back Again. Hold on. Here. As a matter of fact, I want you guys to hear. Look,
That's crazy that you know that, Mary.
King Von, Back Again. Lyrics. I would play it, but we're on YouTube, so I'll just go here. Right. Okay. It goes, I ain't trying to squash no beef, nigga. Wait, we into it till you die, real street nigga. At your funeral, I might just slide, rest in peace, nigga. Shoot up everybody that's outside, I bet Whiskey feel this one. Whiskey was a op of, the whole OTF and that whole gang. And then I bet Whiskey's still twitching because he got hit in the head at the funeral. He changed some different. I got clips like Mel Gibson. So this is all real. What are you talking about here? They really did do that shit.
At your funeral, I might just slide, rest in peace.
Yeah. Yeah, shit crazy. He wasn't lying about that. So
Shoot up everybody that's outside?
Yep. Yep, they actually did that shit.
Wow.
Yep. So it's not uncommon for, dudes to go after people in their funerals.
So circulate online, including Reddit, with captions saying people must still be sliding for Dolph.
Yeah, I sure see him on the laying down over there. Huh? Big Jook dead. Yeah, for real? Big Jook. Whoa. Yeah, I see him over there. What is it, birthday? What, a repast or a birthday party? Oh, here, both ain't repast.
A repass versus
I don't know what a repass is. I've never heard
funeral?
That's what they said.
Repass. I've never heard that term before.
Yeah, you gotta translate the
Yeah, let me see here. Repass.
Yeah, funeral, I think.
Oh, okay. Okay, repass after the funeral. Okay, all right, interesting.
Oh.
Hell no.
They're saying you're no black because you don't know that.
Yeah, I guess not. I didn't know.
It's like a reception after.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he finna clear the lot now. All right, bro. If you do not disperse,
So that's the
it's finna get
aftermath
ugly,
right
y'all.
after.
They killed Gotti brother. Yeah, they killed Jook. Mine. Did Winchester. What did Winchester what? Winchester.
And furthermore, just like what happened to Young Dolph, a picture of the body of Big Jook after the murder would even circulate online, but it's far too graphic to show you on YouTube.
Shit.
Witnesses at the scene would claim to have seen multiple suspects in a white SUV.
Wait, can you
and
go
an image
back
of
real
that
quick?
car had even been released
I
from
want to look it up.
You're gonna.
Yeah, go back real quick. So what he showed there?
Okay. See, that was too graphic to show, but.
Dolph, a picture of the body of Big Jook after the murder would even circulate online, but it's far too graphic to show you on YouTube. Wow. Witnesses at the scene would claim to have seen multiple suspects in a white SUV, and an image of that car had even been released from CCTV surveillance footage, showing the vehicle driving around with its license plates removed. It was alleged that during the funeral, many attendees had noticed 3 men in all black sitting at the back. They apparently left early after they spotted Yo Gotti and Big Jook, with rumours circulating that when they spotted Jook at his car nearby, they had started spraying him with bullets. Rumours had also spread that Yo Gotti's mother might have been inside the car but managed to get away without being hit, but these reports have not been verified.
Damn.
Since the murder, PRE members have been active online mocking the death of Big Jook, further fueling the fire that the killers may have had a connection to Young Dolph and Paper Route Empire. PRE-affiliated comedian Grove Hero would also go on an Instagram Live talking in detail about how happy
Oh, no. I don't. Yeah.
It's
I found
bad?
it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
he was on this day after Big Jook was killed.
What's up with him? You straight, ain't it? Yeah, today a blessed day. Nah, go ahead, it's cool. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Wow, I was saying today's a blessed day. He's making fun of him for dying, and then you can see all the dolphins in the chat.
Yeah, today feel good in the mud. Feel so good outside. Hell yeah, up to man, it's nice today. Hell yeah. Man, I'm loving the breeze. It feel so good. Yeah. Damn, the day feel good as hell. Whew. God damn. Man. Whoo. Boy, today a lovely day, ain't it? Who watching, bro? What you talking about?
That's crazy, man. Like, they're out here just praying on the death of their ops, man. This shit wild, man.
I said, play crazy here. You know them people. Who watching, bro? What you talking about? What is y'all talking about, bro? The Dolphins, the Dolphins won today. Miami Dolphins won today.
Yo, nigga said the Miami Dolphins won today. Yo, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Yo, what? Wow.
So tell me about the Dolphins. Did the Dolphins win today?
Wow.
I'm trying to see.
Wow.
Did somebody tell me, is it the NFL?
Someone goes, let's smoke that juke pack. God damn, man, these dudes are fucking heartless.
Championship or what? Did the Miami Dolphins win today? God damn, man, I ain't trying to tell nothing. Real talk, man. Man, let me enjoy this, man. I'm finna lay down, man. All right, real good.
and Reddit detectives would also soon circulate that the same white SUV had possibly been used in another shooting in the days leading up to Big Jook's murder, with one Chiracologist turned Memphis historian even claiming that the victim of the shooting had actually been the head of security at Yo Gotti's CMG. This was rumoured to have been a man named Marcus Lake, aka Bowleg, who had seemingly died on the very day that shooting took place. On his social media, Lake can be seen doing security for numerous Memphis artists, including CMG artist Glorilla, as well as promoting CMG members' shows. However, Leak's business partner would make an angry social media post following these rumours, stating that Leak died in his sleep and that nobody had murdered him. He would also highlight that they did security for many Memphis artists, and indeed Leak would also promote Paper Route Empire's events on his social media, amongst those for CMG.
No, but remember all the news that we broke on this channel. So I want this is just a rumor. So take this with a grain of salt. He was supposed to be doing security detail.
Hey man, whoever this, tell this bitch ass, keep my brother name out of his motherfucking mouth, man. Yeah, he do security for every motherfucking battle, bro. He do security every motherfucking battle. We don't pick no motherfucking eyes, man. We ain't with that bull. What's wrong with you? Don't you know, yeah, all these motherfuckers we do security for Memphis, ain't no motherfucker gave my brother for his funeral. My brother died in peace, in his sleep. Ain't no motherfucker killed. He got a motherfucking ticket to heaven's door. What's wrong with you, man? Find you some business, man. That's why you don't got no watches, man. Find you something else to do, man. Cause that ain't your job right there. That ain't the job. You're a lawyer, you up. You ain't no good lawyer. Keep my brother name out your shit, bro. He rest in peace, man. We don't do that because if anything, Jook would have been alive, man. We protect him. Period. Because everybody respect us, not because we bad, we respect him. And we'll knock a ass down. Because somebody shot my brother, I'll be right now knocking every motherfucker down on both sides. This the motherfucker. Quit playing with me. Quit playing with us about our motherfucker brother. Keep your name, your mouth on shit that you don't know nothing about. It'll get your ass touched to Memphis too, man. Watch your motherfucking mouth.
One commenter seeming
God damn, man, this yo.
Close to the situation would also point out that Leak had passed away before that shooting had taken place. But with a shortage of verified updates about Big Jook's murder investigation, rumours and conspiracy theories have run rampant on the internet. In many of these theories, one name gets repeated frequently: Daddyo, the elusive and mysterious CEO of Young Dolph's Paper Route Empire. Daddyo, real name Jeremy Moore, is listed as the legal director of Dolph's company, Paper Route Empire LLC, and Young Dolph and him had apparently known each other for a long time, with him actually explaining that he had met Young Dolph playing basketball when he was a child in an interview in Young Dolph's King documentary on Worldstar. He was allegedly the first person who had showed Young Dolph $1 million.
Each other, you know what I'm saying? So everybody like, bro, you need to, man, go make a song. I got the boo, man, like, don't make a song. They like, man, you need to do that for real.
Many people consider Daddyo to have been the one who financed Paper Route Empire in the beginning, helping Dolph with his connections in the streets. And when Dolph was killed, rumours would circulate that Daddyo would actually be the one who would make sure that Dolph's death didn't go without revenge, and allegedly, the police were looking at him closely.
I keep hearing his name, Daddyo. I guess he's like another part of the CEO with Pre. It wasn't just Young Dolph. Yeah, Young Dolph was the main person, but it was another guy by the name of Daddyo.
Yeah, and Dolph also had a lot of street money from selling drugs.
I was told he the guy that got all the respect. I was told that the police is looking at him as being one of the guys who dropped him.
I got some people that that passed me information that are from Memphis that you know are like linked in with some of this stuff, and they told me that that's how he got his money originally. And it's kind of been talked about before too that Dolph was a higher level drug trafficker, dealing with kilos and shit like that. That's how he was able to get the money up to do the music, and then he obviously was able to successfully transition over into music.
Hits and dropping calls on people out there in Memphis. I don't want to put the police on nobody. I don't want to do none of that shit through these videos, basically. So I hope that ain't how this coming out. I'm just giving you the reports that's surfacing. The police is looking at a guy named Daddyo. I was told he's one of the main people they looking at, not as far as killing Jook, but as far as being a leader, being a gang leader, having gang ties, being a kingpin, being somebody who could be next on the hit list, being somebody who, you know, the streets won't dead, and also being a guy who could be possibly one of the guys who has enough respect and enough money that could be dropping bags out here getting people killed. You know, that's what I was told. That Daddyo is the top suspect that the Memphis police is looking at, not as far as killing Big Jook, but just being a part of all the in the background.
However, there have also been other kinds of conspiracy theories about Daddyo. For example, in old pictures, he can be seen together with Dolph and J Money, with some suggesting that Daddyo could also have connections to the Trulla Mafia.
I see J Money here, Dolph, old photos.
With some YouTubers speculating on possible motives Daddyo might have had to have gotten rid of Dolph.
We all heard that Daddyo was a millionaire before he met Dolph and this and that. People, moms and stuff were scared of him because he was a big time hustler, so he invested in Young Dolph. When he invested in Dolph, to me, it just seemed like Daddyo owned everything that Dolph had and obtained in his possession. When nobody knew where Dolph was at, all the times that he was allegedly shot at and shot, who else would know all his exact locations and time? No other than Daddyo, Key Glock, and those that are around him.
Ultimately, at this stage, it's unclear to say exactly who's responsible. But if there's one thing that's clear, the murder of Young Dolph has created a tidal wave of violence that the authorities in Memphis are struggling to keep a lid on. The murder of Yo Gotti's brother Big Jook is just the latest in a long string of attacks, seemingly targeting anyone and everyone who might have been connected to Dolph's murder. I pray that one day the violence in Memphis can end, and people on both sides can put down their guns before more people lose their lives. I hope you found that video interesting.
Bam. Shout out to TrapLore Ross for making a fantastic documentary on this. We explained pretty much everything from the rap beef to the street stuff with Trulla and Double R, then into, Young Dolph's murder, the suspects involved, and then going into the Big Jook situation. It's all connected, guys, because Memphis ain't that big of a city, man. And obviously, it's not that big enough when you have artists that are huge like that, all competing for the title of King of Memphis. Let me see if I can read some of these chats here. We got Rich Boy goes, Myron, from Ghana, I'm 19 in college to be a chef. I'm not really good in school. My African parents really be thinking I'm a failure because I'm not a good student. Good grade. What should I do to be like you? Bro, go to school. Obviously make your parents happy. But my thing is, just make sure if you're going to go to college, you go to college for something that's going to get you a job after. Don't go to college just to go to college and major in some bullshit. Don't do that. Make sure you go ahead and get yourself a degree that will actually get you a career after the fact. Dr. Walva goes, can you cover the trial for a partial moment tomorrow, Myron? If it's actually, can you look, Angie, and see if the trial actually starts tomorrow? These things always get pushed back with straight drop. A real gangster doesn't involve women or children. These people are absolutely disgusting. SMH, that's from Jerome. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it sucks whenever they always get caught in the crossfire. I think it's Justin Johnson, straight drop. There was an anonymous Insta page who solved the whole Dolph case with the main suspect days after it happened, before the police even did. Not sure if y'all remember, but it was wild. Yeah, bro, they were going crazy when Young Dolph was, when he got killed. The internet was on fire. They were naming who it was and everything. Democrat ran like other inner cities that claim they care about black lives yet make no effort to better black lives. Policy-wise, please cover John Dillinger, Babyface Nelson, and Pretty Boy Floyd. Yep, those are all old school gangsters that we can cover. Doge Poster goes, his name is Main Op because rap is a CIA op to encourage crime in black communities to get more money for HTE, profit prison system. Ice Cube was talking about this on the Joe Rogan podcast. Not surprised if it is. Angie, this from Uncle Luke. He goes, she knows how to do her research. Interesting
thank you.
how Venezuelan knows more about American pop culture than Fresh. Martin always have to educate Fresh on things in American music. Doge Poser said, yo, you need to do P. Diddy. Shit is wild. Yeah, it is kind of crazy what's going on with Diddy. Let's see here. I think I caught all the
it
chats.
was reset from March 11 to June 3.
June 3rd? Okay. I knew it was going to get shifted.
Yeah.
I'm live in North Carolina. Shout out to you, Rich Boy. I live in North Carolina. In college to be a chef, then, bro, continue to be, stay in school, be a chef, and hopefully you can find a gig doing that. Just make sure that you're really good because that's going to be very competitive to be a chef, bro. All or Nothing says, I don't even see the point of killing anyone. The beef don't even make sense. Niggas still killing over a woman who will leave early anyways. R.I.P. Dolph. Yeah, it's crazy. I agree with you, All or Nothing, and I think, because obviously when he made that song, With Your Bitch, that's when the 100 shots came like the next day. So obviously that struck a chord. Let's see here. But yeah, man, Rich Boy, do your thing, obviously, with the cooking. Just make sure that you distinguish yourself from other chefs. Ivan Leo goes, Myron and Angie, thanks for always providing value. Much love from Vegas. Shout out to you, my friend. Appreciate that. Let's see what else we got here. I think that's it. I think we're caught up on all the chats. Thank you guys so much for watching. We pretty much had, I think, 16 or 1,700 maintained the whole time on both sides. So shout out to y'all ninjas. We were able to keep both streams alive on both sides. We didn't have to end the YouTube stream early like we normally do because, we'll be reacting to the documentary. Shout out to TrapLore Ross, by the way. Guys, go subscribe to his YouTube channel here. He has a couple channels. He has TrapMore Ross, and you go here. TrapMore Ross, this is one of his channels. And then he also has TrapLore Ross, which is this one here. This is his main channel. So he has TrapMore Ross and then TrapLore Ross. And he has really good documentaries here. Young Boy. And then here's the King Von one, raps for a serial killer. I might do a reaction to this for y'all. I know a couple of you guys requested me to react to this documentary here.
Bones, yeah.
It's a 3-hour long documentary, but we might do it in a 2-part for y'all. because I talked about Young Dolph, that if he was alive, he would have 100% got indicted in this FBG Duck conspiracy. 100%.
Did you cover Young Boy?
No, I didn't cover NBA Youngboy. I didn't cover Youngboy, but I did cover.
You cover X-Tentation, right?
I covered X. Yep, I covered X.
I'm a big fan. Might watch that video.
T3 goes, Myron, love you, bro. I watched the grilling show and you made her look crazy for an hour and 20 minutes. The Candace episode is big time too. F&F on top. Thank you so much, T3. We did. It's funny because, bro,
we rushed it out. It was funny.
When I was in London and we did that. It was like 3 hours. I was there for like, it was at least 2 hours of content. I'm surprised they only made it an hour and a half. Maybe they'll do a part 2 or something like that. So we'll see what happens.
You didn't say any crazy stuff there.
Yeah, I always do. And then what else? I had there was something else I was gonna say. We got tomorrow. We got Jake Shields tomorrow. I might also bring another special guest for y'all on tomorrow as well. I might give y'all three podcasts tomorrow. I might do after hours and give you guys Jake Shields and then another special guest. Should I announce it?
No.
No?
You guys should stop announcing the guest and just let it happen so people can be more surprised.
Yeah, but they won't know because it's gonna be a different time. It's gonna probably be at 5 p.m.
Candace. I thought it was gonna be a surprise, and then you spoiled it and you said it before.
I didn't say it. We gave a hint, and then they kind of figured it out.
They knew.
But they were asking for that one for so goddamn long.
Yeah, I know.
They were like,
Huge.
I was just like, okay, but we didn't say anything until like the day before, so we held it for a while. But yeah, Jake Shields is tomorrow at 7. And he's going to be on with the girls as well, so that's going to be lit.
Okay.
They
want you to bring Nate Diaz.
I'm going to try.
Yeah, we can't.
I'm going to try.
No, we can't, man. We can't.
Why
We're going to
not?
get banned forever if you bring him.
Nah.
Like, definitely canceled with Nate Diaz.
Nah, we'll be fine.
He's been saying crazy stuff.
Nah,
crazy,
we'll be fine.
Crazy stuff.
He did his interview with Brad. He was real chill. He did an interview with Bradley Martin on Raw Talk. And then Brad asked the infamous question, you think you could take me in a fight?
On Friday, I saw him like a run around.
Yeah. They're here right now. I'm talking to Jake right now, so I might go link up with them. Some of you guys in the chat are asking if we I'm gonna do an Overwatch stream. We'll see. Someone said just got done watching Fresh's grilling episode. That Negro lied his ass off. Jail for what?
Negro.
Yeah, he probably did. I don't know. Fresh, you guys know Fresh's game. He'd be selling the dream, man. Let's see here. Yeah, I think 5 p.m. we're gonna have a podcast for you guys with a special guest. So, and then we got Jake Shields. So yeah, I'm gonna give you guys a 3-peat tomorrow probably. We're gonna have a 3-peat for y'all ninjas.
3P.
A 3-peat. All right, cool. I think that's it. I don't see any other chats here. Ivan Leo says, the Candace show is phenomenal. Keep with fire guests, please. I'm going to hit the gym now. Trying to not be a fat POS. Unacceptable. Absolutely, my friends. I'm going to actually hit the gym tonight, too. I'm going to use Angie's gym because my gym is closed. What else? Oh, damn, those things. I was trying to think. How about this? If we get the likes up, I'll tell y'all who the special guest will be tomorrow. We got 1.5 UK you guys watching right now on YouTube. If we could get the likes up to 1,300, I will tell y'all who the guest is for tomorrow at 5 p.m.
Connecticut 82 said,
We need you guys to like the video. I only see 767 likes on YouTube. If we get to 1,300, I will go ahead and get you guys. I'll tell you guys who we're going to interview tomorrow at 5
there
p.m.
There is 811.
Oh, it's going up now?
YouTube.
Okay, let's get it to 1,300 ninjas.
You need to refresh the page, yeah.
Yeah, get it to 1,300 ninjas, and I will go ahead and give you guys the reveal.
Connecticut said, Monday segment with Myron and Candace Owens. Fresh and Fit spin. Brad Myron's mommy daddy talk.
What was that?
It is a super chat.
Can you read that again?
Monday segment with Myron and Candace Owens. Fresh and Fit spin on Brad Myron's mommy daddy talk. I think that's the Brad podcast that he has.
Oh, okay.
It's got a podcast called that.
Yeah, we've been on Raw Talk before. We'll probably do another one though soon. I think we're going to be in LA in April. Got some things lined up. And I'll probably go, maybe we'll do something with Brad while we're out there. Because he'd be out here in Miami, but he's not. He's only here for like a day and then leaves, or 2. So, because Steve don't be out here like that anymore. Yeah, like the video, guys, on YouTube, and we will go ahead and I'll tell you who we got tomorrow at 1300. We got 963 right now. It's going up quickly. You guys want to know? Okay. Keep getting the likes up, guys, and we'll make it happen.
Like on Rumble, too.
Yes, like it on Rumble as well. We got almost 2,000 y'all watching over on Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
So like it on Rumble as well, guys. Get the engagement up on there as well. Shout out to all y'all ninjas. We're going for a little over 2 hours. I might do an Overwatch stream tonight, depending on I'm going to get a workout in first, and then I'm going to see what Jake and them are doing. And then maybe I'll stream Overwatch for y'all tonight.
You want to do everything tonight?
Yeah, we give the people the sauce.
You've been giving the people the sauce.
Giving people the thing. I've been streaming a lot of Overwatch. I'm platinum. I've been climbing though. We were 36-8. 36-8, man. We've been destroying these kids, man. The beatings will continue.
I got platinum 5.
Yeah, no, I'm platinum 4 right now.
No, I'm kidding.
I almost got to platinum.
Rumble.
You're saying you're a platinum?
Yeah.
All right.
No, I'm kidding. I'm
You
bronze.
you bronze.
I'm
You bronze 4?
No, actually bronze 2. Bronze 2.
You're bronze 2 right now?
Yeah.
Okay, you're getting there. You're getting better, Angie.
Yeah.
You using who you been using? Kriko or
Kriko.
Lucio? Okay.
Kriko.
All right. Yeah, she's good. She's actually really meta right now. And you didn't want to play her. I told you to learn her.
Yeah, I didn't want to play
Yeah,
her.
you didn't want to play her first, but now you see.
She's kind of lame. She just throws paper and knives. But yeah, I'm getting better at her because I'm also playing from my Switch. And I'm playing on a computer, so I'm getting better with the aim and stuff.
Nice.
And and Lucio too.
Yeah, we should have went to the UFC yesterday, but we didn't go. Let's see here. What do we got? What are the likes at? Likes on Rumble too. Damn it, Myron is out here doing God's work. I appreciate that, Serb. I appreciate that greatly. Let's see what the likes are at. If we don't get it, I'll just end the stream. We got 986. Okay, let me refresh my bed. Let me see if I refresh this thing. Let's see. We are at 1,000. All right, 300 more likes, guys, and I will reveal who we got for tomorrow.
Kennedy Kid says, Angie, where is that Mr. Grumpy FNF merch? You guys actually want that? Like, I'm a
chill, man.
Chill, man. Myron doesn't want that.
Angie, where? Yeah, see that here. Kinetic Kid. Can we please get Angie some help with enunciation, pronunciation, at least subtitles? Okay, I haven't, Leo. They said that you need subtitles.
Come on now.
Oh, man. Let's see here. Guys, 300 more likes, and we will go ahead. I'm going to give it 2 minutes. I'm going to put a timer here. Put a timer. Stopwatch. 2 minutes, ninjas. If I don't get in the next 2 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. So, 1,300 likes, and I will reveal who we got tomorrow for the podcast.
It's Jake Shields and another person, right?
Another person, yep. I think Fresh is still abroad. I might have to do it myself.
Somebody said Mo is Myron's main and Angie's the side piece.
Bruh. Come on, man. What's wrong with you guys?
I'm dead.
All right, we're at 1.1. Let's see if we hit 1.3. 1.3. Farm Worker says, yo, Myron, can you get Iman Ghazi on the stream? I don't mind. I don't know, bro. I think he's scared of brand risk. I'll be honest with you. I think he's scared to come on, which I don't blame him, right? I know we're controversial as hell, but I don't know if he would want to do it. But if he wants to come on, sure. Have him hit me on Instagram, UnplugFit. I'll have him on. But like I said before, guys, a lot of people, you guys got to understand, man, that a lot of people are worried about coming on the podcast because of, the crazy shit we be doing, man. We're not politically correct. Shout out to Candace for doing it. But people, get a little nervous sometimes with doing a collab with us because of our reputation, which I understand and I accept and I don't get mad at. Take accountability. We created the reputation. It is what it is. We are very edgy. And when you are edgy, a lot of the times people don't want to associate with that. And that's kind of what it is. You guys love the fact that we're raw and we keep things real and we don't care. But that comes at a cost, guys, a lot of times. Being real, a lot of times keeps certain collaborations or opportunities away because people are concerned, right, from a brand risk perspective, which we get. And I'm never going to be mad at someone for being worried about that, right? So totally cool. I don't get mad at it. But yeah, if he wants to come on, totally cool. But yeah. But I just get the vibe that he might be worried of from an image perspective. Do Jonathan Pollard, Ryan Dawson? Yeah, that's going to be Rumble only if we do Jonathan Pollard, my friend, for obvious reasons. You guys can go ahead and Google Jonathan Pollard and you'll see why. Myron, I thought you were supposed to debate Ethan Decline
Past Wednesday.
Past Wednesday? No, it's this Wednesday. OG sent me the shirt. Look at the shirt design I sent you. Okay, sorry, man. Just been really busy. I'll look at Telegram.
Just send it to fnfreach@gmail.com.
Yeah, Angie will.
fnfreach.
fnfreach@gmail.com. Angie, you check that every day, right?
Yeah.
She checks that every day. fnfreach@gmail.com. Hey, Martin and Angie, I'm going to DC from Chicago. What's some things I can do there other than seeing the White House? Love y'all. I'll be honest with y'all. Yeah, I haven't spent a significant amount of time in DC like that. I only been there like once or twice, and I went there for work.
I've never been to DC. So
I actually went there to get my that award that you guys see behind me there. This one. When I got the Law Enforcement Excellence Award, which is this is the highest award that you can get, HSI. I got that in DC in 2019.
Nice.
I also went to go brief my case as well. Let's see here. But we'll probably take a trip out to DC and like make it like a more of a big tourist type thing and maybe record some shit for y'all. Okay, I only see 1.1K likes. Let's see. Did we hit the 2 minutes? Yep, we've been past the 2 minutes. We're at 3:30 now. Let me look here. Give it one more look. If we're not there, then we're not there.
Mario Lord says, "Hey, Myron Inch, I'm going to DC." Oh, that's the one. Okay.
Nope, 1.1K likes. Couldn't get it. Sorry, guys. Serb goes, I spread the pod at work and people ask me where I find you. People don't realize truth is treason in the empire of lies. You are also a true American hero. From a combat vet, salute you, battle. Thank you so much, Serb. Look into the Satan worshipping pedo cult that was linked to the CIA. Okay.
Wasn't there Bohemian Groove?
Bohemian Grove, yes.
There's another thing.
All right, we didn't get the likes up. So, guys, I'm going to end it there. Tune in tomorrow at 5 p.m. on Fresh and Fit. We're going to have a special guest. You guys will enjoy it. But other than that, I am going to go and hit the gym. Andrew, you have anything you want to say to people?
Follow Fed Reacts. Don't go to Memphis. And yeah, that's it.
Cool. We love y'all. Catch you guys next episode of Fed Reacts on Sunday. We'll probably do a poll for you guys on Thursday is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm thinking of bringing back the lives on Instagram. If you guys don't go too crazy and start posting shit on Reddit. But yeah, I'm thinking about bringing back the live so I can take live requests.
There you go. Interact with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you guys didn't get the likes up, man. Another one. Can you do the Dorothy Puente case?
It's on the list. It's on the list. It's gonna come with the cartels and everything like that. So yeah.
You guys didn't get the likes up, man, so we're not gonna reveal it, man. I told y'all, just all you gotta do is like the video. Bro, it amazes me how many people watch this pod and either hate or don't like the video. It's crazy. A lot of y'all are in the chat like, oh, fuck Fresh and Fit. I hate Myron. You're a loser. Oh. And I'm like, wait, why are you watching? Why don't you guys like the video? Or they hit the dislike button. You know what I mean? It fucking sucks. So it is what it is. Anyway, love y'all ninjas. We'll catch you guys in the next episode. Tomorrow, tune in to Fresh and Fit, 5 p.m. for a special guest. It's going to be